rounding up the, rounding up the, rounding up the, rounding up the, yeah. Rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know it, and you know it, yeah. Reading through the law to see, I gotta dot the I's, even cross the T's, and you know it, and you know it. Praying to the Lord, have mercy, show me where you wanna go first, you know. While I'm teaching to the people that's thirsty, searching for the truth that's hidden, you know. Speak through the mouth from my lips when I show me where you wanna go next, you know. Right away. If you lost and you don't know where the truth at, looking all around but you don't know where to go. Well, we gon' show you the way. Okay, let me read the line. Line it up, standing back to back. Taking 9 times. Doctrine killer, hater stepping back. Captain Joel from the book. Yeah, the prophet's back. Officer Ahim. Yeah, that's Pepper Black. Officer LaCroix. Yeah, from way back. Minister of knowledge. Officer, just remember that. We gon' search the whole world. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, oh. Oh, oh. Tell them you know. Tell them you know, Rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know it, and you know it, yeah. Rounding up the, rounding up the, rounding up the, rounding up the, yeah. Rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know it, and you know it, yeah. Reading through the law to see, I gotta dot the I's, even cross the T's, and you know it, and you know it. Praying to the Lord, have mercy, show me where you wanna go first, you know. Oh yeah. While I'm teaching to the people that's thirsty, searching for the truth that's hidden, you know. Oh yeah. Speak through the mouth from my lips when I show me where you wanna go next, you know. Right away. If you lost and you don't know where the truth at, looking all around but you don't know where to go. Well, we gon' show you the way. Okay, let me. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our fathers going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Enemies are teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know it? History, history. Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know it? History, history.
We're back. Are we on?
Yeah.
So abruptly? All right, shalom. Wow. Thank you for the notification.
You're fired, man.
Hey, you're fired over there, man. You're fired.
Damn.
Hey, shalom. Welcome back. Did we start off already? Damn. Welcome back to Our History Radio.
Radio.
No. What? No, that's not ours. That's not how we start. Welcome. You are now tuned into
Our Hidden History radio show.
Yes. Yeah, we're back. We're back. This is chapter 28, right?
Yes, sir.
Chapter 28. We're back. So let's just jump into it. We had to stop because of lack of time last week, so we're gonna continue where we left off. All right. So let's go into we were at where were we at exactly? We were in Africa. The Inhabitants, volume. What was it, Africa? Volume. What was it? Volume 3. Volume 3, and we were on page 172. Yeah. You were going into how the Inquisition and the things that took place during the Inquisition that go right along with the curses of the Bible. Because you got a lot of simple apologetics that feel apologetics out here. These modern day Spanish inquisitors that feel that the curses happen one time because they don't know the Bible. They need our help, so we're gonna help you today.
The familiars,
right? And they're black familiars. So we're on page 172, and what volume is this? Am I reading the wrong volume? Probably. Yep, wrong volume. Jesus Christ. One second.
But yeah, so like bringing out
volume 3.
Last week, we still continuing in the Spanish Inquisition.
Yeah.
All right, still going through that history of remember the names that we were going under as we had converted over to Catholicism. So we've gone under the conversos. Remember, the conversos were those that converted and they gained a high position. So they was eager to convert over. They the ones that and when you read First Maccabees 1:11, they the ones that made the covenant.
Right.
Running to the heathen. Then you had the Moriscos. The Moriscos were the Muslims. That was us in Islam, okay, that converted over to Catholicism. All right. And then you had also the Morenos. All right. So you had the Morenos also. Okay. So the Morenos, they were the ones that they were secretly still keeping the laws. Mm-hmm. Even though they converted over to Catholicism, secretly they were still keeping the laws. All right.
We're on the wrong thing?
No, we just Atlanta shut down. Like 73 people watching.
Oh, so we got to go back. We got to do love back up again?
I'm just sharing.
Okay. So we logged into the wrong.
No, because Atlanta got shut down. They got a strike yesterday.
Oh.
So there's like 72 people watching right now.
Damn. All right. So, starting off with a bang, I see. So page 172, and we're in volume 3, not 2. I'm sorry about that. And we're on page 172, and we stopped at, matter of fact, 172 again. We're gonna go to the air. Start at the air again. It's right there in the bottom, the air.
Yeah, I see it. Yes, sir.
Right.
The air was filled with their lamentations. Many remained for days in the cemeteries, weeping over the graves of their ancestors. The majority who traveled by land went on foot. Mm-hmm. With the exiles departed the greater portion of the learning, the skill, the wealth, the industry, and the prosperity of Spain.
Which is us, the Israelites. Go ahead.
Their estates were confiscated by the crown.
Right, they took our estates, they took our properties. Go ahead.
Rigid personal search was made of every individual for concealed valuables, which impelled many to swallow their gold.
So their estates were confiscated by the crown. Rigid personal search was made of every individual for concealed valuables, which impelled many to swallow their gold. So we're going to read the parallel of that. Remember, I showed y'all chapters ago that the Spanish crown were in fact a sect of Romans the Legio Germana. Okay, these were a sect of Romans. These were Julius Caesar's men. Okay, that eventually migrated over here and took possession of Spain. These are not really people of Spain. These are not Spaniards. These are Italians. Okay, well, they're dealing with the same people, but the Spanish crown were actually Romans. I brought this out in a number of books that the Spanish crown, Isabella, King Ferdinand, and Queen Isabella were in fact Romans. Romans. All right. So now, where we at? Get me 2 Ezra 10 and 22. 2 Ezra 10, 22. All right.
You fall back today.
Sorry.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 10, verse 22. Our psaltery is laid on the ground. Our song is put to silence. Our rejoicing is at an end.
No, I don't want that. I'm sorry. I don't want that. Give me. Well, hold on to that. I like that too, but hold on to that. I want First Ezra. I'm sorry. No, First Maccabees, because Ezra is talking about Maccabees. He's alluding to the Greek captivity that will follow after the Persian. He was prophesying over what happened in the Greek captivity. First Maccabees 1 about the rigid search of their valuables. So they start to swallow their money. First Maccabees 1 and verse. Hold on. Give me a second. Because remember, the Spanish crown, they were trying to force their religion onto the Jews, right? So the Jews were fleeing, they were running away, fleeing from the persecution of the Romans or Spaniards or the Hispano-Romans, the Spanish Romans at this time. So we're gonna go into the ancestors of the Greeks here, who did the exact same thing. Okay? How the history parallels, how the history repeats itself. First Maccabees 1, verse 41.
First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
All should be one people, follow the same laws, the same gods, same religion, same language. Go ahead.
And everyone should leave his laws.
Everyone should do what?
Leave his laws.
Stop keeping the commandments of God. Ain't that what you apologetics be teaching? Laws done away with? It's the same thing. Leave your laws, leave your commandments, stop keeping commandments that's done away with. Same thing, same policy. Christianity is a policy. Christianity is a policy. All right? Christianity and democracy go hand in hand. Go ahead.
So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion.
Many of the Israelites agreed to his religion. Like, for example, you had the Marranos who agreed openly, but secretly they were still keeping Judaism. Okay? Go ahead. Some of them were actual. You had conversos who were genuine converts.
Right.
You had non-genuine converts, and then you had genuine converts. All right. Non-genuine were Marranos. Genuine were conversos. Go ahead.
And sacrifice unto idols.
And sacrifice unto idols. White Jesus, white Mary, white Christianity, the Catholic religion. Same thing. Go ahead.
And profane the Sabbath.
Profane the Sabbath. Go ahead.
For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, and that they should follow the strange laws of the land, and forbid burnt offerings.
The letters that they passed here in Maccabees, they were called edicts in Spain. Edicts. That's what they were called. Same thing. Letters, laws being passed. Letters, same thing. Go ahead.
And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days.
No longer keep the commandments anymore. Profane them. Not keep them anymore. Violate them. Go ahead.
And pollute the sanctuary and holy people.
And pollute the sanctuary and pollute the people. How? By teaching them not to keep the laws anymore. By teaching our people to not keep the laws anymore, you're polluting them. That's why they're running around looking like little Nas X. Because the laws is polluted. Damn, walking around twerking and popping their ass on the devil in a music video. Promoting blood sneakers. Satan sneakers. That's because our people are polluted. Then the dude at the audacity, he's talking real reckless too.
Reckless.
He said, yeah, people get mad at you. When I wanted to go, people get mad. People gonna get mad at you for? People gonna say, he said, how people? He said people will say you're gonna go to hell, and then get mad at you when you actually want to go. When you want to go there.
Wow.
I'm not mad at them. Go. Yeah. Take your black ass down there, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Go.
Make it easier for us.
Yeah. It's not a real place, but you're gonna find their stuff there. You continue that lifestyle. Because the reason why black people talk that bold, because they know in their spirit that it's nonsense. That whole hell thing, underground and burning, that's all BS. That ain't real anyway. It's not real. It's not realistic. It's fairy tales. So I can understand from being devil's advocate why he would not take it seriously. Because it's garbage. It's not real.
And Deacon, that goes to because of Son of Man is not set in his ways, because judgment is not executed speedily. Son of Man is set in his ways.
Right, that's why.
That's the reason why.
Right,
because in his kingdom, they're like I said, they get away with it.
Right, and he has bosses. He has superiors. Mm-hmm. He had said something along the lines of his record label had taken away his phone. Who the hell? A grown man had his phone. Oh, he's on punishment. A grown-ass man on punishment under a label. So a lot of these celebrities, you think these celebrities is idols and they got power? No, they don't. They're puppets. That's why a long time ago, we did a camp. I taught in camp, I think in Philly, and I was getting on Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. But I realized, I said, you know one thing? I got to stop attacking them as hard as I do because I'm realizing that these people are poor spiritually. They have money and they have status, but their mindset is still poverty. They're still in the streets in their mind. So that's very dangerous to give a person who has a street mindset a lot of money.
And Deacon, I know I was watching in one of Dr. Boyce Walken's one of his shows.
I heard about that. I didn't watch it yet.
Yeah, and he was going into the mindset of black people. He says it's not so much that we have to attack the people that's participating in these adulterous or unlawful events, but the people that are setting up position and power because they have the financial power and they have, like I said, the media power to promote this type of behavior.
Correct.
And they find people, like I said, in an impoverished mindset, low conditions, broken, don't have anything. So what do you think they're going to do? They have no morals in the first place. No guidance. So what they say, yo, I find there's a way out, so might as well just give up my booty hole. Mm-hmm. And that's Lil Nas X. What's that scripture? He said he cats of his bowels.
Right. Oh, snap. Right. Damn.
You know?
Right. But you can find the scripture.
Yes, sir.
You can find the bowels, yeah. So it's in Sirach. But cast away his bowels, it says. Cast away his bowels for money. But again, these celebrities, a lot of them are in a state of ignorance, in a state of pretty much like kids with money. You know, kids are reckless of money. You know, I want to buy this, I want to buy that, I want to buy this, I want to buy that. They don't have any guidance. So I found myself attacking these sisters with the thought like, oh, they should know, but they don't know any better. They don't know better. 10 and 9, Sirach 10 and 9. Mm-hmm. They don't know better. You know, and I really think, I said, wow, they don't know. But they really don't understand that the power they have. Some of them do and don't care, but some don't know, you know, and that's both by design. And it all goes back to a lot of these women that do that be wearing crosses. They be claiming that they Christian. A lot of them, I believe in God and I love Jesus. And they be popping their behind up and down. So this goes in conjunction with that because we're pretty much going into or delving into the origin of the faith that many of our people subscribe to that promote and support this music that I'm talking about now. Lil Nas X himself is like, I guarantee you if you ask him, you a Christian, he'll say, I'm a Christian.
Yep.
He'll say he's a Christian. He'll say, I believe that my God accepts me for who I am. I'm a Christian. I guarantee you he'll say it.
He has a cross, earring cross on his...
Tattoo?
No, like a earring.
Oh, he's an earring cross. Well, there you go. See, that's my point.
And Dick, I just look at the sneakers that he have. He has Luke 10:18 scripture written on the.
Yeah, on the scripture.
Yeah, on the sneakers. He has right.
Yeah.
Luke what?
10:18, talking about the Satan cast out as a lightning.
Yeah. I behold Satan.
Why would you have that? That's Satan's defeat. Okay. Well, ignorance at its finest. So, yeah, wow.
They don't know the Bible.
They don't know the Bible. So, read that now. Read that. Ecclesiastes 10 and 9.
Sirach chapter 10, verse 9. Why is earth and ashes proud?
Right, earth and ashes is man. Go ahead.
There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man.
There's not anything more wicked than a man who desires things that don't belong to him. Like the money that you possess, the money these guys have, they shouldn't have it because they don't have any guidance. They're covetous. They want money, fame. Go ahead.
For such an one setteth his own soul to sell.
Such an one will sell his own soul. Go ahead. Sell your own soul doesn't mean you go to the devil and go, hey, I want to give you my soul. That's television. Devil's Advocate, Keanu Reeves, Al Pacino. Great movie, by the way. But it's not going into that. It's not going into that. It's going into a man that will do anything for money. He'll kill, he'll steal, he'll lie. That's selling your soul. Go against God, go against his people, go against himself. That's when it goes into sell yourself, sell your soul.
That's going to making a covenant.
Making a covenant, right. Making an agreement. These guys have superiors. Go ahead.
For such an one setteth his own soul to sell. Because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels.
See, while he lives, he opens his ass. Oh, my That's God. What he does. He grabbed both ankles. That's what it means.
And you can tell he definitely did that. Without a doubt.
Right.
Unfortunately.
But he was already gay. But he's gayer now.
They exploited that.
Yeah, they exploited too.
Oh, gosh.
There was an old movie that I know Bishop used to bring up in the classes where a sister, in order to get in the music industry, she had to sleep with all the producers.
Yeah, in a line. There was a line outside her door.
That was with Diana Ross.
Yes, yeah.
Hey, if I could pull a script.
And Thandie Newton, the actress, talked about them. She was 16. She was passed around as well and violated as well. And her parents pretty much just told her to deal with it for that fame. Her name is the actress from a movie called Crash.
Yep. Right.
Thandie Newton. I think she's the woman that played in Pursuit of Happiness also with Will Smith, the wife.
Yes,
that's her.
That's her. Around 15 years old, she said she claimed to have been raped and ran through and just dispatched all over the place for that fame. And she says many other women out there, she speaks for them because they've been silenced or choose to stay silent. She speaks on their behalf as well, she says. What are you saying, Kat?
If I could pull a scripture that goes with selling your soul. It's Isaiah 28, verse 15.
Right, let's get that.
Isaiah chapter 28, verse 15. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement.
So their soul.
When the overflow scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us.
Right, that's their thought. When destruction comes or bad things happen, I'm in good case. I'm good. Go ahead.
For we have made lies our refuge.
Right, that's what celebrities do. That's what politicians do. They make lies their refuge. Go ahead.
And under falsehood have we hid ourselves.
Christianity. Under falsehood we hide ourselves. We justify our sins under falsehoods. That's it.
Yep, because Deacon, the reason we went to the scripture too, because it says we have made a covenant with death and hell, our agreement, because people believe that, like you said, selling your soul is like you making a contract with Satan, like, yeah, I want to give you my soul, and in returns, I'm going to get this. No, the physical demon, Satan's not walking around the earth like, hey, sell your soul. No. The sell your souls making a covenant agreement, a contract with what they would say with white America.
Right.
I mean, it could be a contract in a media industry. It could be a contract in a film industry.
Right.
It could be a contract in, like you said,
even sports.
Yeah,
sports. Yeah. Radio. Like I said, a lot of them say they sold themselves. Why? Because you give up your rights, your freedom, and you say, you know what? I'm going to forfeit. Even though our people had a contract with America since the day you were born, you've been worshiping the devil. So this devil worshiping, Christians all are devil worshipers.
Pretty much.
Satanists or atheists. Atheists, Christians, Satanists, everybody's in the same pot.
Yep.
Just different name. You're just a different spice. One of you is sazon. One of you is,
sazon.
Sazon, you know what I'm saying?
Pepper,
one of you
salt.
is peppers, salt. One of you is
But you all go in the
jerk.
but you all in the same
sauce.
ingredients to the same meal.
Whatever ingredients you like, it's the same meal.
Right.
You all worship the damn devil.
Right.
And that's what it comes down to.
Right.
So again, these guys, they're living their life the way they want to live it, and it's temporary, So read on. I'm gonna go to First Maccabees again. Read verse 143 again, and go back to where it was at before.
Yes, sir.
Go to 43, then go to 46.
First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 43.
Then jump to 46.
Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion.
Made a covenant. It's the same thing. Many of them made a covenant. They said, well, I see wealth. Remember, these guys didn't consent without some kind of incentive. They were going to get paid off, gain some kind of status. This goes into Jason. Jason, that evil wretch, he's an example. He got paid off. He got money. He gained status. So these guys make covenants. They get money. They're covetous. They want position. They want power. They want authority. They want fame. They want women. They want power. So they consent to that. They consent to that religion. They become your pastors, your mega church pastors. That's covenants. And on a spirit, now in terms of spiritual with Satan, you do have instances where, for example, Israel made a covenant with the Lord by blood sacrifice. We did with animals. With Satan, they offer up babies, like abortions. That's sacrificing. Mm-hmm. That's blood sacrifice, killing the baby. Y'all say, "Oh well, it's a fetus." Let me educate y'all for a second. An embryo is a 1.5 month old baby in the womb. A fetus is a 2-month plus baby in the womb. So if I kill a 1.5 month old outside the womb, or I kill a 2-month-old child outside the womb, do I get prison time? I do. That's murder, right? So if I kill it in the womb, what's the difference? What's the difference? You niggas are evil, man. Y'all evil. Oh, it's an embryo. These are all fancy words for life. The word fetus and embryo, it means offspring. That's what it means. A growing offspring. That's all it means. Embryo, fetus. An embryo is a smaller fetus, a smaller baby, but it's still a baby.
Still life.
Still life.
Does the embryo have an umbilical cord?
It's an embryo.
And so guess what? Food goes down to it so it
Right.
can grow.
It's a life.
Right. So it's a life.
It's a life.
It needs to be nourished in order to grow.
Right. It's a life. So there's
And
no
also
difference.
it's blood.
Right. It's blood. It's
Once
life.
you spill that blood,
That's
because the
it.
life is in the blood.
Right.
That's what the Bible says.
So despite all that BS, a lot of y'all, we fall for Esau semantics. Oh, it's an embryo. Oh, it's a fetus. So okay, so y'all be out. If a man goes into his baby's crib with a knife and stabs his 1.5 month old child or 2-month-old child with a knife to death, y'all are outraged. Oh my God, he killed an infant. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. You lose your mind over that when it's outside the womb. But when it's inside the womb, oh, it's an embryo. It's a fetus. You know how dumb that sound?
The hell is this?
You should have the same feeling.
The same feeling should be for the child when it's in the womb. The same should be for the child outside the womb. But again, going back to my point about blood sacrificing, abortion is one level. You have situations where you have like the occult, like the Bohemian Grove and the owl and all that, where they drinking all kind of fluids, semen and blood mixed together, and salt and pepper and candy canes and stuff, whatever, and all that, and getting power. All that stuff that has some kind of level, because the Egyptians did it, the Babylonians did it, the Persians did it, the Greeks did it. So there's spiritual levels of Satan worship. But you can never, ever, ever.
Did you read somewhere?
The Egyptians are drinking.
So blood and semen. And
They did, yes. They have blood and semen.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Yeah,
You ever heard a term in the South? They call it, we put roots on you.
Okay.
Okay.
So I know they did that. I know they probably do that in Haiti, but
No. Down south too. Down south they do. Where they get it from? They got it from Ham, right?
It begins.
They got it from Ham, and Ham got it from Esau Egyptians.
Thank you, Deacon.
Here we go. You couldn't resist.
It begins.
You couldn't resist. You couldn't
Wait.
resist. Don't say wait now. You couldn't resist.
No.
I thought he dies daily.
He dies hourly.
Damn.
Oh no, that part will never die off.
Oh, wow.
I am who I am. And the newspaper.
Oh, man.
But so Deacon, so they drink semen, blood. What else? What else? Officer Laquat. No, sir, I want to know. Because in Haiti they do that stuff.
There's a video.
In Dominican Republic they do that too.
Right. They got it from Ham.
Got it from Ham.
There's a video, a white, I forgot, what's that, one of those crazy white women.
They don't go into that voodoo stuff, man.
What, the white woman?
Yo, let him talk his piece, man.
I forgot the name of the
Yo,
video.
speak your truth.
I know it's a video with Jay-Z and a woman. She has a face on
Oh,
his
yeah,
face.
yeah.
That's the one.
That's a witch.
Not that one. I forgot her name, either Katy Perry or the other crazy one that.
Miley Cyrus?
No.
I know you're talking
clothes.
about not Katy Perry. You're talking about
Huh?
Lady Gaga.
Gaga.
Yeah, that
Lady
weird
Gaga.
woman.
One of them had a video, right? Where the whole video was about satanic, and then she was eating doodle in the video.
No, she wasn't.
Yes. I saw
He
it.
said yes.
Are you
I
sure?
saw it, yep.
She was eating dude.
Saying there
Well-
was all kind of sacrifice. It was nothing
the video.
but evil in the video. In the video. And I actually in the world, right, there's the sister I used to talk to
In Haiti or in America?
in America.
But she was Haitian, right?
No, she's not Haitian.
She wasn't Judah, was she?
She was Judah.
Oh, Lord. All right, go on.
Nah, she was Benji.
Okay. All right, proceed forward.
I think she was Asha. She wanted to be a model, right? And she was telling me about some people that she had to meet. And there's something called a golden shower.
Oh yeah, how about that?
You know what I'm saying?
R.
That
Kelly
golden
stuff.
shower, that's that part of the pee and doo-doo and all everything mixed up. They had to get involved in as part of,
Like a ritual.
a ritual, a ceremony, parties, all that kind of crazy stuff.
Well, they call it not what's called that. Where they shake hands. We made a lot of celebrities, a lot of male celebrities.
That does that.
Celebrities, they'll mess around and have sex with a man.
But what she
And
told me, Dick, was that it was an old white man wanted her to do it on him.
Right, I heard that before.
Oh, yeah,
too.
they're freaks, so.
Old rich white guys always want some of that stuff. They want you to step on their balls with high heels. They crazy, man.
And one of the members from Wu-Tang, he said he actually attended one of those parties, and every door he opened, there was a celebrity in there.
Yeah, Cat Williams too.
Yeah, messing around.
I
And,
remember, so yeah.
Cat Williams too. A lot of these celebrities, they open up to a lot of things that's behind the closed doors, and when they indulge in it, they can't speak because they were involved in it. They were indulging it.
And
a lot
they
of
got
them.
videotapes on them.
Right, they film it, so you keep your mouth shut or we gonna put it out.
right. They put the
Sound stay
What's that
behind.
movie?
Eyes Wide Shut.
Wide Shut.
With Tom Cruise and his wife.
Right.
Ex-wife, whatever. But yeah, that's an example. But go ahead. That was called something ball. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Lupe Fiasco spoke about that as well.
A lot of them know about it. They just keep themselves quiet from it. Go ahead, verse 43 again.
Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols.
Right, sacrifice means they offer up blood sacrifice. They sacrifice unto those idols. Those, the babies, the pork, the swine, all of that stuff is involved. Go ahead.
And profane the Sabbath.
Profane the Sabbath. Jump back to 46.
And pollute the sanctuary and holy people.
The purpose was to pollute the sanctuary and pollute the people. The target of this whole Greek Hellenizing process was to violate the people, Israel. Likewise, in the Inquisition, the main target was us. In the Greeks, the main target was us. Among the Romans, the main target was us. Among the Persians under Haman, the main target was us. Go ahead, read on.
For the king,
No, 47.
verse 47, set up altars and groves.
Remember that grove? Let's go back to the Bohemian Groves, the owl, they worship that. Bohemian Groves. Go ahead.
And chapels of idols.
Chapels goes back to your Catholic church. They call it Catholic church, they call it chapel. A chaplain. The chapel is the same thing. It's the same ideology, just different name. Go ahead.
And sacrifice swine's flesh.
And they sacrifice pigs, swine's flesh. Go ahead.
And unclean beasts.
And other unclean beasts, rats, whatever, rats, lizards, whatever. Go ahead.
That they should also leave their children uncircumcised, and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation.
What's the end result? 49.
To the end they might forget the law, and change all the ordinances.
That's what Christianity is. We might forget the law and change all the ordinances. We might forget the law. And we all know, scripturally speaking, when you forget the law, you forget everything about you and yourself. Your law is part of your heritage. Right. Once the law is forgotten, everything else follows suit. Your nationality, who you are, where you come from, follows behind it. Because Christianity is what? A religion of what? Ambiguity. We're all children of God. We're all children of Adam. We're all children of Abraham. But no one has any idea which ones. It's just vague. Oh, yeah, we're children of God. Well, which ones? Oh, just the children of God, Well, which children of God are we? Oh, this children of God and God's children. They just talk in circles like Willy Wonka. They're talking in Dr. Seuss. Yeah, children of God, God of children. There's riddles and nonsense. Everything is Christianity is a religion of compromise and uncertainty.
Confusion.
Read on.
To the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinances. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die.
See, that's what the commandment was. If you don't convert to the religion of the Greeks, you die. What's the coincidence? Under the Spanish Inquisition, the same thing. If you didn't convert to the Catholic Church, you got put to death because it's the same people.
How did they know who was keeping the commandment or not?
Right, they had to go and go into their homes. And let's read that. Jump down to verse 61.
Verse 61.
This goes back to where it said rigid personal search was made of every individual for concealed valuables. Watch. Hold on, make sure. Yeah, 61. Go ahead.
And they hanged the infants about their necks and rifled their houses.
They did what?
And rifled their houses.
They rifled their houses. Why? To search for their valuables. They have Bibles in here? Kill them. They rifled their houses. Same thing. Rigid search. Same thing. Rifled their houses. Go ahead.
And slew them that had circumcised them.
Right. They went into the house. Your children. They checked the house. Checked their babies. Or your babies circumcised. Kill them. Go ahead. They're being killed for keeping Judaism.
Right.
They're being killed for keeping Judaism. Just like in the Spanish Inquisition. Same thing. Go ahead.
Howbeit, many in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat any unclean thing. Wherefore they chose rather to die, that they might not be defiled with meats, and that they might not profane the holy covenant.
Break God's laws.
So then they died.
Go ahead.
And there was very great wrath upon Israel.
As there was in the Spanish Inquisition. Same thing. History repeating itself.
And Deacon, you can see today with the policies being put in place, it's like a build up to what they're trying to do in the past. Mm-hmm. Even like said with the circumcision, they're trying to say circumcision is child abuse.
Yeah, but it's harder for them now because their own people are doing it.
Yes, that's a beautiful thing about that.
The Most High has like barriers where they can't really cross the way they want to because it would violate the interests of their own people who run everything, which is so-called Jews.
And it's like they're trying.
They want to, but they can't. Like welfare, give it a welfare. Mm-hmm. They can't because most of the so-called is on it.
It's like because America created a system where America has failed, where other countries or other captivities was successful in, is America made itself an all-inclusive country. Right. And being all-inclusive, you have to be receptive to everybody's ideology, the beliefs, the practices, and characteristics. So the thing is, everybody has taken hold of the Israelites' customs, our heritage, our practices. So when we keep our own, they say, damn, we want to prosecute them fully. We want to kill these cats, but we can't. Because some group that resides in this country that takes hold of their customs.
That has power.
So we can't get them.
Otherwise, you got to bother them too.
Yep, we can't touch them.
Right.
So guess what? The kingdom's coming.
Right. We got the Most High. The Most High got safeguards set in place for now. Second Ezra 10:22. We're dealing with how the Greeks. This is Ezra prophesying what would happen during the time of the Greeks.
Second Ezra chapter 10, verse 22. Our psaltery is laid on the ground. Our song is put to silence. Our rejoicing is at hand. The light of our candlestick is put out.
Is that an end?
Sorry.
Our rejoicing is at an end.
Sorry. This brother's spirit rubbed on me. Real quick. He rubbed against my elbow for a second.
Damn.
Yeah.
Our rejoicing is at an end.
Yeah, he thought he got away. Wow.
Our rejoicing is at an end. The light of our candlestick is put out. The ark of our covenant is spoiled. Our holy things are defiled. And the name that is called upon us is almost profaned. Our children are put to shame.
Our children are put to shame. Watch this.
Our priests are burnt.
He killed our priests.
Our Levites are gone into captivity. Our virgins are defiled.
Our virgins are defiled. Watch this.
And our wives are ravished.
Our wives are being raped in front of us. Go ahead.
Our righteous men carried away.
Our righteous men are taken away captive.
Our little ones destroyed.
Our little ones have been killed, taken away.
Our young men are brought in bondage. And our strong men are become weak.
So let's read that now. Let's read it in the book now. We're going to read the same thing in the book. Go back to 172, the air.
And that was one of the topic that was on Clubhouse the other day about men become effeminate.
Right.
Our men become weak.
Very weak and effeminate. Right, and dainty. Yep. Soft and emotional. Mama's boys. Go ahead.
The air was filled with their lamentations. Many remained for days in the cemeteries, weeping over the graves of their ancestors. The majority who traveled by land went on foot. With the exiles departed the greater portion of the learning, the skill, the wealth, the industry, and the prosperity of Spain. Their estates were confiscated by the crown. Rigid personal search was made of every individual for concealed value.
They rifled their houses,
which impelled many to swallow their gold. Brigands stripped them on the highway. Sailors robbed them on the sea. Their wives were ravished.
we just read that. 2nd Esdras 10:22. We just read it. Their wild wives are ravished. Our virgins are defiled. This is a different time frame. It's happening again. Go ahead.
Their children dispatched before their eyes.
Children destroyed, taken away. Go ahead.
Many perished from want of food. A pestilence decimated an entire company.
Disease.
And the survivors were abandoned to die on a desert island without water or shelter. Great numbers were sold by their barbarous custodians to slave traders.
They were what?
Great numbers were sold by their barbarous custodians to slave traders.
Our young men are brought into bondage. It's the same thing. Go ahead.
The inadvertent disclosure of wealth was fatal to its possessor.
Those who had money, it was dangerous to have money. If it was dangerous to have money, if it was known you had money. Go ahead.
He was at once thrown overboard, and his property became the spoil of the murderer.
So if you had money, they will throw you overboard, let you drown, and take your money. Go ahead.
Those who landed in Morocco were not permitted to enter the city.
So those who made it into Africa, because they fled from Spain and Portugal, if they successfully made it across the Straits of Gibraltar, and made it into Africa, which is Morocco, go ahead.
And a famine, which at that time was desolating the country, made it impossible for such an increased population to obtain subsistence.
So those who made it in Morocco ran to a famine. The Lord is a genius, man. You fleeing from the Spanish and Portuguese, whatever. You fleeing from them, and then you run to disease. You don't run to disease, you run to a famine. These are all the curses. You read these last week. Pestilence, famine, slavery, women being raped, your wives being ravished, children being taken out your hands. This is Deuteronomy 28. Go ahead.
Encamped in the arid desert, they were compelled to have recourse to an unwholesome roots and herbs in a desperate effort to sustain life.
Did we pass great number?
Yes, sir.
Where's it at?
Great numbers were sold by their barbarous custodians to slave traders.
Those who landed, where's that at? We passed that too?
Yes, sir. You want to read it again?
Yeah, read it again.
Those who landed in Morocco were not permitted to enter the cities, and a famine, which at that time was desolating. The country made it impossible for such an increased population to obtain subsistence. Encamped in the arid desert,
Morocco,
they were compelled to have recourse to unwholesome roots and herbs in a desperate effort to sustain life.
We had to eat whatever we could to survive. Now, get me Deuteronomy 28:24.
Dick, you said something earlier, right? It just make me to realize. Remember that scripture that says like a man freeing from a lion?
Oh, yeah.
Amos,
I was thinking about that.
5:18.
Yeah,
We can get that after this.
I was just thinking to myself.
Yeah, I was like, damn. That's
Deuteronomy 28:24.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 24. The Lord shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust. From heaven shall it come down upon thee, until thou be destroyed.
That's the famine they ran to. They ran to famine. Now get that one, Amos. Unable to sustain life. You can't sustain life. You can't grow no crops and plants in a famine. You got to survive off what's there.
Amos chapter 5, verse 19. And if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house, and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him.
Damn.
and no rest.
So, man, where you go, you can't run, you can't hide.
No escape.
That damn Fuji song in full effect. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna
Ready
find
or
you.
not, here I come. You can hide. Come on, Jess.
I'm
Gonna find you and take it slowly.
Ready or not.
Thank you, y'all. Thank you. Abadal, you can chime in anytime because it's chimed in anytime.
He's on our level.
And saved them, right?
He's actually saying properly. All right.
That also goes to that Deuteronomy where those curses shall pursue thee.
Right. Let's get that also.
what it
Let's
is.
get that. Let's get that too.
Yep.
Shall pursue thee until I be destroyed.
Okay, officer.
28.
Oh man.
40.
Let me get it, sir.
Shall pursue thee. Yep.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee,
Pursue means chase you. Wherever you go, they're gonna find you. Go ahead.
and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed.
So you're destroyed. Go ahead.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee.
Right. So again, it's going back into the curses following you. No matter where you go, the curses will find you. Now, let's get thousands died. Thousands died of the bottom of the page. And we're gonna end at authorities. No, end at page. We're gonna end over at page 173. Authorities.
Thousands died of
Exposure.
exposure. Died of exposure.
No, that ain't it.
That's
not
not. Yeah, that's
exposure.
not.
That is.
Come on.
Thousands died of exposure.
But like Deacon was bringing out, they were like we read in First Maccabee, the Spanish Inquisition. This is the same history all over again. They were doing raids to stop us from keeping our laws. That's all it was. Is raids. You know.
Yeah, we're gonna get that. We're gonna get. It's gonna show it. What
Okay.
they did raids. They became raiders.
Right.
The Spaniards.
And then you had your conversos that they were the ones that we just read about, the sellouts. They were the sellouts.
Yep.
I forgot the name of the guy that came over with Pizarro or
Juan, the black Spaniard.
you're right, the Ladino. Which also the Ladinos.
Juan Garrido.
Juan Garrido. Which was a Ladino, which was the Hispanicized Christians. Okay, we call Ladinos.
Hispanicized Jews.
Hispanicized Jews.
Right, but it goes back to Hellenized Jews. Greeks, same thing.
Same thing.
exact thing.
Just under different terminology, same thing. But as he became a sellout, he was fighting alongside with Esau, attacking his own people.
Plundering, conquering, all of that.
And at the end, he didn't get anything out of it.
Nothing. He got nothing out of it. He had no rights, nothing.
You know, so
He was a slave. He was a soldier slave. A slave soldier.
So what do you gain out of coming against your own people?
Nothing. You get nothing. You get the same. He ended up in the same condition as the Native Americans he helped conquer. That's the end result. He ended up in the same condition as the ones he conquered.
You know, so
Because both were one and the same.
right. And that evil bastard Turkomata.
That nigga, man. I hope his grave is inside of a sewer somewhere. You bastard, nigga. It's terrible. He's a terrible person, man.
But he was
He's worse than William O'Neill. He's worse than him.
right. A lot worse.
William O'Neill had a conscience. He had the decency to go and kill himself like Judas Iscariot did. This dude just lived.
Diggy, I couldn't believe when you read that he was an Israelite, man.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I thought, this dude, the way he was moving, I thought he was.
He's a self-hating Negro,
he-
man. Like Jason. It's like Jason and Maccabee. Same thing. It's like Jason. You got it? Come on, man. Exposed. Thousands died of exposure. Come on. Blow it up. Bring it down.
Thousands died of exposure. Many sold their children to avoid starvation.
Many what?
Many sold their children to avoid starvation.
Many sold their children to avoid starving in a famine, in a land of famine. In Morocco, we were desperate. We had to sell our kids to survive. Terrible. Read on.
A large proportion of these refugees landed in Italy, where an enlightened public sentiment stood ready to profit by the wealth and industry that the narrow spirit of Spanish bigotry was so determined to throw away.
So many of us fled to Italy, and the Edomites was like, hey, you can stay here. You guys bring money and wealth where you go. You can stay here. You good here. So he fled to Italy. So you had Israelites flee to Italy. Go ahead.
Pope Alexander VI, the head of the house of Borgia.
Oh, whoa, whoa,
Wow.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Here we go.
You know who this dude is?
Whoa, whoa. It's getting hot in here.
Yo.
Bourget is up in the picture now.
Man, damn.
All right.
Hey, Abaddon, I like that little thing you just did a second ago.
Did you just see?
No, it's Abaddon.
Yeah. That was Abaddon?
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, that was Abaddon?
That was Abaddon, right?
Yo, so we lying on set?
Wow, this guy's lying in front of the camera.
Abaddon, do it again.
Abaddon just lied in front of you.
Yo, straight up.
Yo, Abaddon, do it again.
No. No help it. Don't help it.
Whoa, whoa.
Yeah, that's that kind of sound. Just like that. Yeah. That was terrible.
All right.
All right, where we at?
Why do we always make this about me?
You made it about you. You did that horrible note just now.
It came out kind of hard with that thing. Yes,
Pope.
yes, sir. So Pope Alexander the Sixth.
Pope Alexander VI is Rodrigo Borgia. This is the father of the man who many of you, his son was painted and depicted as the white Jesus of the world today. Caesar Borgia. This is Caesar Borgia's pops. Caesar Borgia's father. Rodrigo Borgia, Pope Alexander VI of Rome, Italy, where the Jews fled to during the Inquisition. Watch this, come on.
The head of the house of Borgia.
And his daughter's name was Lucretia Borgia. Lucretia, who y'all all worship as Mary, Mother of God, with the cross and all of that, looking like Scarlett Johansson,
Slept with his brother.
looking like Lucy. Yeah, that they slept with them. They slept together, her and Caesar. Disgusting.
Yes.
They were the original. There's a show called The Borgias. They called them. The slogan was the original crime family. They were the Sopranos before the Sopranos.
Damn.
The Borgias. Go ahead.
Notwithstanding that the prominent Israelites of Rome
The prominent Israelites of Rome.
offered him 1,000 pieces of gold to exclude them.
So we want to pay. Remember, the church had power over the state. The church ruled the state. The crown followed the church's rules. I'll say it again. The church had dominion over the land. The church had more power than the king and queen. Their ideology superseded their own royalty. So Pope Alexander pretty much was a king himself. So the Jews said, we'll give you millions of dollars. Let us stay here and leave us alone. Let's see what he does. Read.
Pope Alexander VI, the head of the house of Borgia, notwithstanding that the prominent Israelites of Rome offered him 1,000 pieces of gold to exclude them, received the heretics prescribed by the most Catholic sovereigns with the utmost consideration and sympathy.
Because he got paid. We paid him off. He was covetous. Go ahead.
The maritime states of the Adriatic compelled their Hebrew citizens, who, fearing commercial rivalry, were inclined to regard this influx of strangers with disfavor, to render substantial assistance to their unfortunate brethren.
So you had, oh God, here we go, man. It's black people again. Read Hebrew again. Hebrew citizens again.
The maritime states of the Adriatic compelled their Hebrew citizens, who, fearing commercial rivalry, were inclined to regard this influx of strangers with disfavor.
So what happened was the Jews came in. People that were living there were saying, "You bring these guys are businessmen. You letting these Jews come up in here, it's gonna mess with our business." I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Those Jake fighting Jakes. But basically, the Jews came into Italy, and the citizens are saying, "Listen, you let these Jews up in here, they're gonna take over the businesses. These guys are business minded. They're competition." Go ahead.
In Holland also, the exiles were welcomed with hospitality.
But I'm sorry, read it one more time. The maritime states.
Yes, sir. The maritime states of the Adriatic compelled their Hebrew citizens,
Right.
who, fearing commercial rivalry, were inclined to regard this influx of strangers with disfavor, to render substantial assistance to their unfortunate brethren.
It was niggas. It was. You had
Black
Hebrews living in Italy, letting these other Jews up in here. It's gonna mess with our business. Their competition. Don't let them up in here. So you had Jakes complaining to the white man that their people who are fleeing from persecution were gonna come in and take over the businesses. Black people. Selfish niggas. During that time. Crabs in the freaking barrel.
Yep.
Go ahead.
In Holland Also,
in Holland also. We fled there too.
The exiles were welcomed with the hospitality. That, in after years, the advantages derived from their establishment abundantly repaid.
Go ahead.
The antipathy entertained by the Spanish populace toward the Jews, diligently fostered by the infamous arts of the Inquisition, was far from being dissipated by the banishment and extermination of the victims of its malevolence and the fault of the living. Its vengeance was wreaked upon the dead.
So what they couldn't, so the Israelites that fled, they couldn't kill them anymore. They were pretty much gone. So what the evil they had towards the living, since the living were leaving, they started to enact the evil toward the dead. Watch this.
Nearly a century after the expulsion.
Well, I'm gonna make sure we're gonna stop at where it says authorities. Yeah, keep going. Yes, that's it.
Nearly a century after the expulsion.
Nearly 100 years, almost 100 years after we were expelled and fled from Spain and Portugal. Watch this.
When an avowed Israelite could not be found in the Spanish monarchy.
When the Jews are no longer in status of power in Spain. Go ahead.
The Hebrew cemetery at Seville was invaded by a mob.
See? Raids. The Hebrew cemeteries were raided by a mob. Watch this.
The costly monuments were battered into fragments.
The costly monuments of our cemeteries were battered. Go ahead. Into fragments. Go ahead.
The graves opened and rifled.
Oh, the graves. Wait. The graves were what?
The graves open and rifled.
That's in Esdras 10. They rifled the houses. They rifled the cemeteries. And stole our possessions out of those areas. I'm gonna get it.
Jeremiah,
I know what you're going.
All right.
They did this. Not only did the Spaniards do this, but the Arabs did it too. Because our graveyards were in the Middle East. Remember the disciples, the apostles and them? Like Thomas's grave. In India, they robbed it. Isaiah's grave and so forth, when they found it, they robbed it or they destroyed it. So that our memory is lost. Or the Israelites don't exist. Where their bones at? Where their graves at? You got dumb, ignorant Negroes that say that to us. But the heathens that found these graves, when they took over our land or our landmass, they destroyed it. So no one would know that they exist. No, they didn't ever exist, and they never existed. I showed a long time ago in class a video where the guy was going into, he was delving into, I think it was, what was it? The History Channel. And the guy was saying, you had these so-called, the Israelis were trying to pretty much find out where Joseph was buried, find his body. So they had to go undercover. No, they were trying to figure out, I think it was either Moses or it was Joseph. And yeah, Joseph. And they were saying they couldn't go into Egypt because of the Arab authorities that were there. The Arab authorities said that they don't want them to go there and find biblical artifacts because it would prove that they have right to the land. So they said, we don't want you guys coming here and finding biblical things or artifacts that prove you guys were here so that you can claim right to the land. So you can't come here and do searches and digs. So the heathens that inhabit our land deliberately keep you from doing archaeological digs, from finding our records in the lands. So you can't claim the land as your own. So the Arabs literally are sitting in land that they stole from us. See, that's like me walking into your house, your pictures are on the wall, your wallet's on the table. I'm like, this is my house. And I go, whose wallet is that? Don't worry about that. If you look in that wallet and see someone else's name is there, you know it's not my house. It's my house. Meanwhile, there's someone's wallet there. Whose picture is that? Oh, that's my picture now. But that's someone else's picture. Yeah, that's me. That's the heathens are doing in Israel now. Posing as people they're not. Living in lands that don't belong to them. They're subletting. Israelis and Arabs, Palestinians are subletters. They're squatters in our land. They don't belong there. They've been there for so long, people think it's their land because they're squatters. After a while, what's a squatter do? A squatter stay in your land, stay for a long time, wait till the mail come to their house. They go, I live here now. Right. I got mail coming now. I live here. So at that point, they've been long enough, they're legally allowed to stay there. So the Israelis, the Palestinians, you bastards are squatters. You're squatters in Israel. And so that's why you call yourselves Israelis. Israelis. Because you're squatters. Don't get mad. It's what it is. Read on. So we're going back to what they did here. Watch it. We're going to get Jeremiah 8. Read this again.
Yes, sir. Nearly a century after the expulsion, when an avowed Israelite could not be found in the Spanish monarchy, The Hebrew cemetery in Seville was invaded by a mob.
Right, we remember, they were robbing us, they were confiscating our valuables. That's why we start swallowing our gold. When they realized all our wealth was gone, most of us were gone, those who sold out stayed, obviously. Those who sold out stayed and gained some status of some kind until they themselves were eventually sold into slavery. But they joined their temporary moment of fun and prosperity for a while. But anyway, when most of us fled into Italy and Holland, and most of us fled into Africa and other parts of Europe. What they do to our graves? Read on.
The Hebrew cemetery at Seville was invaded by a mob. The costly monuments were battered into fragments.
Because it was gold, silver, it was valuable. Go ahead.
The graves opened and rifled.
Go ahead.
And the moldering bones found in them burned to ashes.
They burned. Remember, the Levites are burnt. They burned the bodies to ash. So there's no remains. Go ahead.
A considerable booty in gold and silver, trinkets, jewels, precious stuffs, and illuminated manuscripts.
Our writings.
Wow.
Illuminated manuscripts. Our biblical writings. Go ahead.
Rewarded this act of sacrilege, whose authors were neither molested nor punished by the authorities.
And those who did it didn't get no time for it. Like Black Wall Street. Same thing. Threw the bodies in some ditch and buried them. And no one served time for this crime.
Yeah, just like today.
Same thing today.
Yeah, the Edomites killing black people get arrested.
Getting away with it. Right, same thing.
Get arrested and the black people unarmed getting killed.
Get Jeremiah 8 verse 1. Jeremiah 8 verse 1. About them raiding the cemeteries and burning the bodies. You figure Esau be happy. Okay, we got them out the land. We're happy. No, let's burn their dead bodies too. That shows you the hate this man has for us, man. It never changed. It never ended.
Perpetual hatred.
Perpetual hatred.
Jeremiah chapter 8, verse 1. At that time, saith the Lord, they shall bring out the bones of the kings of Judah, and the bones of princes, and the bones of priests, and the bones of the prophets, and the bones of the inhabitants of Jerusalem, out of their graves. And they shall spread them before the sun and the moon, and all the hosts of heaven, whom they have loved, and whom they have served, and after whom they have walked, and whom they have sought, and whom they have worshipped. They shall not be gathered, nor buried. They shall be for dung upon the face of the earth.
Yep, go ahead.
And death shall be chosen rather than life, by all the residue of them that remain of this evil family, which remain in all the places whither I have driven them, saith the Lord of hosts.
There you go. So our bones are dragged out, and the Lord called us an evil family.
And Dick, can we read Deuteronomy 32:26?
Yeah.
Just to prove that that was already prophesied by Moses. So as we go throughout history, those curses are still occurring. So it's not only
right. It's not just one time.
One time.
Stupid idiots.
And before we get there, I just wanted to pull this up real quick.
Okay.
This is what you was making reference to earlier, Deacon. About our lands being sublet, he said.
Oh yeah, sublet it. Yeah, that was Gabal Abdul Nasir, an ambassador of Egypt, made this statement, and Esau tries to lie and say it was ever. It was said. Esau tries to lie and say that was ever said. It was said.
The war for Israel. When he was asked about peace in the Middle East, the late president of Egypt, Gamal Abdel Nasser, stated the Jews would never be able to live here in peace because they left here black but came back white.
Mm-hmm. They know the Arabs know. I've asked Arabs this question. I've spoken to Arabs. I said, let me ask you a question. I said, the Jews that were in Egypt, what color were they? He went like this. He pointed to me. I said, okay, cool. I said, what happened to them? Oh, they changed color over time, I said, changed color over time? They went from black to white? How'd that happen? He got mad. He didn't answer me. He didn't want to hear it. He didn't want that. You just ask the Arab. Ask anyone from a Near East country. I said, the people that was in Egypt during the time of Ramses and so forth, Israel, the children of Israel, right? Yes. I said, what color were they? They're going to point to you. They're going to tell you, if you ask. But if you don't ask, they won't tell you.
They ain't telling you nothing if you don't ask.
Even some Africans will tell you.
Even some Africans will tell you. We sold you as
asked
slaves.
them, yep.
We owned you.
Yep.
It's true. Remember that white man told Obama. He said, "Me and Obama got a lot in common. Both of us come from a family of slave owners." He said, "Me and Obama." The white guy said Obama come from so he's not our people.
Nope.
I thought he may have been. He's not.
Hey,
They're not going to allow African Americans to be presidents. They're not doing
Right.
it. They're not going to allow a child of a slave trade to be the leader of the free world. That's not ever happening. Hamite, yes. Moabite, Ammonite, Elamite, like Kamala Harris. Oh yeah, that's pseudo. I call her a pseudo nigga, a fake one, a fake black person. She'll get in. She'll make her. She ain't our people. She is not. She is a child of slave owners, not slaves. Slave owners. They'll make it to presidency. All right, but not her. Not Obama. Obama is definitely a child of Ham. All right. So now his wife isn't, but he is. Let's get page 174. Same book. Any questions on
Oh, you want?
Any questions y'all want to ask? Well, I remember I flow. Call 260 or text or call 267-702-6121. That's 267-702-6121. All right. If you have any questions regarding the class, you can text us the question or call. We're on page 174, and we're going to start at the scenes, and we're going to end at enslaved.
The scenes witnessed during the expulsion of the Jews from Portugal were even more shocking than in their barbarity. More
shocking in their barbarity than those that characterize their expatriation. Expatriation. I think that means they're them being removed. Let's see. Expatriation. Let me see that word. I think it means them being removed. I want to just pass by some words. I want to pass by words. Expatriate.
Yes, sir. That should be what it means.
Yeah, person who lives outside their native country. Yeah, settled one. Those who live. So read again.
Says the scenes witnessed during the expulsion of the Jews from Portugal were even more shocking in their barbarity than those that characterize their expatriation from any other country of Christian Europe.
And those who live there, right? Go ahead.
Only 2 months were allowed them to settle their affairs.
They were allowed 2 or 3 months in some books. They were allowed 2 or 3 months to get their affairs together, gather their belongings, and leave. Those who were unable to do so were enslaved. Those who were unable to leave at a reasonable time they were given, which is 2 to 3 months tops, had their goods confiscated, and they were sold off into slavery, which is the forerunner of the transatlantic and sub-Saharan slave trade. The Inquisition ties into both. Go ahead.
If any remained beyond that time, they were condemned to slavery.
See, I didn't even read that yet. There you go. They didn't leave beyond that time. They were condemned to slavery, either this trans-Saharan or transatlantic. Sub-Saharan or transatlantic, they were involved in those slave trades. Go ahead.
All males under the age of 14 were to be separated from their relatives, that they might be brought into the pale of the church, which aimed at the annihilation of their race.
Oh, my gosh.
You got a caller.
We got a caller? Whew. That thing alone is crazy. Yeah, yes. What's the caller? Go ahead, Ken.
Leadership. Thank you for taking my call. I was actually trying to call about this a few weeks ago when you got into the Spanish Inquisition and all that.
Hey, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Oh, sorry. My name's Rich. I'm calling from Toronto.
Okay, all praise. Hey, Rich. What's going on?
Okay. There's a series on Amazon called The Legend of El Cid.
Okay, I heard about that. We didn't watch it. I heard about it. Yeah, I heard of it.
Yeah, Israel needs to watch that. It's only gone into 5 episodes so far. So I think that's the first season's finished, and they're going to go into the second season. But it goes into the House of Castile and Leon and
Aragon,
and the things they had to do to get into power, and then they bring in the Moors and Arabs and all that. But there's only one black Moor that they show.
Wow.
Right, the rest are all Arabs, right? So you just kind of have to
filter it.
Filter it out exactly.
Yeah.
And you see like the spirit of incest too, like how they maintain power.
Right.
Just the backstabbing. And I actually started to feel sorry for the king at one point because he has an effeminate son, and then he has another one that, that's no warrior. He can't fight, and he doesn't know who to give power to, and it's just they're planning his death behind his back, and it's really interesting, and it correlates with the class. So I just wanted to suggest that.
El Cid on what, Amazon?
On Amazon, yeah.
Okay, all praises. Thank you, bro. I'll look into that one. I'll look into that. That reminds me of Braveheart with the boy here, the feminine son.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. It's kind of the same spirit.
Yeah, the same thing. Yeah, when he threw his lover out the window. It was hilarious. All praises, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm looking into that. El Cid on Amazon. Thank you very much, brother.
Yes.
You have a good one,
All right,
Rich.
all praises.
Thank you. All praises to the Lord. Thank you. That was some good stuff.
I got another question.
Let's get it. Let's go.
Says, Shalom, Deacon and officers. Oh, you blocking it.
Yeah, blow that up for him, man.
All right. Shalom, Deacon and officers. I know this kind of late. What's the name of the book saying we clowned Muhammad and his doctrine?
You don't give out names of books, man. I try to be sick when I ask them questions. We don't give out books. What book is that book we gave Bishop Shut book before? We clowned Muhammad and laughed at him. Is that book shown before?
No.
Oh, I brought it. We brought it out here though. I know what you're talking about. We brought it out here,
but we didn't bring the book out.
We didn't say the name. We just read it. We just read the page.
Yeah, we don't share the books.
I know. Yeah.
I know some of y'all are offended by us sharing the book. I'm going to explain because I know it's been a while. I'm going to explain again. Those of you who are new, tuning in, why we don't share the books. There's a number of reasons why.
Search and you shall find.
Right. Search and you shall find, and also because whenever we find ourselves, well, the bishop primarily, whenever he shares the books mysteriously become one of many things. I'm gonna list those things. 1, out of print. 2, off the shelves. 3, overly priced, or 4, removed from the shelves entirely. That's what happens to the books, and we've seen it with our own eyes. Like they'll bring a book out, and then people will buy it up, and then once they're bought up, they never return to the shelves again. So we're very, very wary and cautious of books that we bring out, especially if they're very old. If they're very old, we're not bringing it out. We prefer to keep it to ourselves, and eventually, Lord's will, if time allow, I will eventually put it into a book, compile it into this class. I'll eventually, Lord's will, compile this series into a book, and I'll be forced to put the books in there because I'll be under copyright, so I have to share my sources.
Hey, Deacon, we got to buy you a boat on a lake.
Yeah.
In a log cabin.
Lock them in.
So that's in time. That's later on. Like, this series is later on in some years. I would say a few months or years or so. But I will eventually have to
rent out the house for the Deacon.
We'll eventually have to put these things together, and I will share the sources in that time. I can't say when because that's a lot of stuff I got to compile. I got to pretty much rewatch all the videos up that y'all watch, to make sure and go over it again, and I got to put it all together. Because all my classes I go over with y'all now is in a draft. This is a draft notebook I didn't even write it down the right way. So once I rewrite it and filter out all the mistakes I may have made and put it together and then compile it, and then you'll get the books then. But for now, we don't share the books for those reasons. Not because we feel like we're the best and we want to keep books from people. No. Because some books we do share. Some books are common, we share them, but a lot of the books that we know for a fact we should not have, we do not share. Especially if it's like 1700s, 1600s, 1800s, we kind of very, very, unless the bishop shows it on Shout Out Tuesdays, we're not showing it. Because if he shows it, then we're forced to show it. Because the bishop don't care. But because he has it, so he's like, whatever. But I try to maintain not sharing it, so that way the books remain on the shelves, and the books, in time we share it to y'all, and eventually in time, I will just share the books that we brought out in the radio show. Once I put it, Lord's will in the book at some time, I compile it together. All right, so I apologize for not, sharing the book with you. I don't know the name of that book though. I don't know the name of that book. I don't know what it's called.
Hey,
you know what the name of the book is called?
I know exactly what book it is, but I was about to say it's nothing against Israel for what the leadership is doing. A lot of times, if we do give y'all the name of the book, you're not really probably gonna be able to find it anyway. It's limited editions. Remember, These are rare books.
Right, that too.
We having a hard time getting our hands on the books.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's best that you put it in leadership hands, let them bring it out to the people. Mm-hmm. So it's nothing against Israel.
Hey, there's another way around it.
Can we move on, G?
No. I want to hear this.
You know,
Please, D.
How would you know where that goes?
you could donate a substantial sum.
Oh yeah,
to Captain Joel's fund.
You still found a way to involve yourself in being donating money to the Bible.
Yo, and I'll slip you a name or two.
Oh, you ain't right, man. You bribing people.
A bribe.
Wow, that's why you laughing so deviously. All right, what's the next comment? You have to get a call. I answer the call, then I answer the next comment. The next question, then. Get the call. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, how you doing? My name is Lamont Bradford, calling from El Paso, Texas.
All praises, Lamont. How you doing?
And I want to, like I say, I always thank you guys for what you're doing. But you brought up a very sensitive topic today, and I think it goes into. Do you remember in Leviticus chapter 20? When they was talking about when God was warning the children of Israel not to give their children to Molech, I think that was. Molech?
Yes, Leviticus 20.
Like, well, is that like killing fetuses and sacrificing them? Is that pretty much the same thing?
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just killing babies, regardless whether in the womb or out the womb. It's killing babies. Yes, it's the same thing. It's the same exact thing.
And I know, from reading Leviticus, it was like God really, really hated that. And he was telling children of Israel
yes, he did.
that they will get in trouble for doing that. And when you said that this morning, I was like, wow, that's talking about what happened and what he warned the kids about.
Right.
The children about in Leviticus. So
right.
Thanks for bringing that up, man. And that's some stuff people need to hear.
Well, that's exactly. All praise to the Lord. Yep.
All right.
Thank you very much, Lamont.
Bless you guys, man.
Bless you too. Thank you very much. All praise to the Lord. Thank you, Lamont. But exactly, that was what the nations are doing. The nations are doing that, and we came into the land of Canaan and learned it from them, killing their babies. Same thing, worshiping their gods, serving it. So where we at? We're gonna stop at read that comment first.
That was it.
No, it's one more under that one.
Oh, that was from last week.
That was last week. Okay, good, making good time. So we stopped at
I read it from
174. The scenes enslaved, right?
All males, right?
All males. Okay, read that.
All males under the age of 14 were to be separated from their relatives, that they might be brought into the pale of the church, which aimed at the annihilation of their race.
Yo, listen.
Eugenics.
Listen. It says all males under the age of 14. I'm gonna read it slow for y'all. I'll read it. All males under the age of 14 were to be separated from their relatives, that they might be brought into the pale of the church. For what purpose? Raised under the church for what? The church aimed at the annihilation of their race. The Christian church was a weapon aimed to destroy our race. That's what it's for.
Black man.
That's the same thing the Greeks did. Defile the sanctuary and the people. Teach them to profane their laws, profane their feast days, profane their Sabbaths. They did the exact same thing to us in Spain and Portugal. Took our children from us and mentored them to be Spaniards. They became Spaniards, Ladinos, Hispanicized Jews. Hellenized Jews. Give me 2 Maccabees real quick. Let's get the parallel. 2 Maccabees 6, taking the children. The church was used to annihilate their race. So Christianity was never, ever taught to us in slavery to make us better. It was taught to destroy us. The same church you read about here is the same church they were teaching us in the plantations. It's the same ideology. It didn't change.
Same people.
It's the same people. The same doctrine. 2 Maccabees 6.
Verse 10.
Verse 10.
2 Maccabees chapter 6, verse 10. For there were 2 women brought, who had circumcised their children, who when they had openly led
Not
round...
that one, not that one. Let's see chapter 4. Chapter 4.
Okay. You want a 4 verse 10?
Hold on. 4 and verse... Hold on. 9.
Second Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 9.
This is Jason. He's that Salah I mentioned to you earlier. Read verse 7 first.
Verse 7. But after the death of Seleucus, when Antiochus called Epiphanes took the kingdom, Jason, the brother of Onias, labored underhand to be high priest,
A sellout. Torquemada. Go ahead, same thing.
promising unto the king by intercession 360 talents of silver, and of another revenue 80 talents. Besides this, he promised to assign 150 more, if he might have license to set him up a place of exercise.
The gym. The word gymnasium means a place to be naked. Gymnasium. They play sports naked. Gymnasium. Gymnasium means a place to be naked. That's what it means. The Olympian sports involve nakedness and throwing spears and throwing discs, butt naked with a hat on.
A lot of the priests were doing that, right?
Right? The leaders, but
Levites.
not just right. But
The Levites specifically.
The Levites.
The Levites. That's why I want to make sure.
You gotta get that. You
Yeah,
gotta bring
because
that
people,
up. Gotta bring that
people
up.
always trying to bring Judah up in the mix, so we
Right.
got to make sure
That was-
it's tri-specified.
Right, you gotta bring that up.
You got to bring that out. That's it.
Can't let that go.
No, at all. That's what the Bible says. We want to hear Bible.
Well, look at me, Laquan. I have to tell you.
Well, look at who? You look at God. Don't look at us.
Yo,
That's in the Bible, right, Jess?
I'm not even looking.
No, Cap, I'm
My
reading
head-
it with you.
Did
know
you
what
read it
I
with
mean?
me?
I'm reading
Okay,
it.
I'm just making
That's what it
sure.
says.
My head is down.
No, just, yeah, we keep reading that book.
Oh, y'all trouble, man. Read verse 9.
Besides this, he promised to assign 150 more, if he might have license to set him up a place of exercise. And
Watch
for,
this.
and for the training up of youth and the fashions of the heathen.
For the training up of youth in the fashions of the heathen. Training up the youth, 14 years under, whatever, in the fashions of the heathen. Make them Greeks. Go ahead.
And to write them up of Jerusalem by the name of Antiochians.
Of Antiochans, like Jets, Cowboys, Chiefs. Same thing. Yankees, Jets, Cavaliers, Lakers, Knicks, Pistons. Yeah, whatever, man. I ain't watching.
Yeah, I ain't watching.
I haven't watched.
I don't know what's going
I
on.
haven't watched basketball
Detroit.
since Derek Fisher was in the Lakers, and Kevin Garnett was a Timberwolf.
Oh.
That's the last time I watched basketball. Yeah. See, that's the last time I watched basketball. So the youth were raised up in the fashion of the heathens. Go back to all males again. Damn.
Hey, Deacon, if I may, you notice Esau always took the young, the males, the youth, because those are fresh minds that they can raise up and mold. So that they will always use because they're not going to use the grown. They always killed off the older men and so forth and so on that had the understanding and knowledge. So they will take the children, separate and use the children and raise them up.
Yep, they're doing it today.
Right.
Yeah, Little Nas.
Right. That's how I was going to say the music.
Little Yachty, Young Yachty. What was his name? Young Yachty or Little Yachty?
Everybody is little.
Yeah, you notice?
Everybody's little. Everybody's tiny.
Little Uzi.
Little
Uzi.
Little
The
Yachty,
youth.
Little Vert. Uzi
Little Vert. Little baby.
Little baby. Sperm cell. Embryo.
Little Bow Wow.
Fetus. Ball sack. Everybody's something small. It don't make no sense.
Dang, D.
Everybody's something small and stupid. It don't make no sense.
Ball
Back in the
sack.
day, you was big. Big
Ball
L.
sack.
Big L. You was Big Pun. You was Biggie
That's
Smalls.
right. That's
you
crazy.
was-
Yeah.
Big, everybody
I didn't
was
think about
big.
that.
Big Pun. You was
Big
big.
Papa. Big Papa.
Big
Yeah,
Papa.
I
you was
didn't think
big.
about that. Now everybody's little.
Now you're little.
Damn, these guys are deep.
Little.
That's heavy.
That's heavy, D.
Those are the best rappers. All the big L's and big puns and Biggie Smalls is all the best rappers.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the little retarded niggas.
Lil Wayne.
Little Yachty, Little Wayne. Then Little Wayne became Wayne. He didn't even become little no more. I'm Wayne now. I'm not little no more. I'm Wayne. He stayed grown. I'm Wayne. Wheezy. That's it. All these dudes is Little and Tiny Tim and small sea, small freaking sea. I don't know what the hell it is, man. Sea salt, sand chips, whatever the hell it is. These stupid names. It's retarded, man.
My man, ball sack. That's crazy.
I can't let that go. He said little ball sack.
Baby nuts, all kinds of stuff.
All right,
Crazy, man.
All right, let's go back. Deacon's going to that place. Yo.
I'm sorry,
Like,
man.
I can't go there with you, Deacon.
I'm sorry, man. That's what it is.
I can't take that trip with you.
Truth,
Weird names,
Yeah.
man.
When
It's
you think
weird.
about it, that's a name. That
Lil Nas X is just everybody's little.
Yo,
It's like they're getting degenerate. That's what's happening. It's degeneratives and a degenerative thing going on in hip hop.
Little mine.
Right. I mean, you got Little Bow Wow. He became Bow Wow. He got older. I'm Bow Wow now. No more Little Bow. Snoop Dogg, he became Snoop.
Little Romeo.
Little Romeo became Romeo.
Yeah.
They just took the little off. They grown.
Yeah.
These guys stay little 20, 30 years old. They still little.
The new generation.
Wow.
Papa Smurf. Pop Smoke was the name?
Pop Smoke.
Pop Smoke, Papa Smurf. Care Bears. The hell is this?
Damn.
Oh, man.
Degenerate, man. We become
Terrible.
Degenerate. Damn.
Back to
Anyway, where we at? The screaming. Let's go to the latter part.
the Screaming Boys.
No, the latter part.
Oh, okay.
Before that.
The latter part of the inexorable sentence was the first to be executed.
Watch this.
The Screaming Boys were torn from the arms of their parents, who were brutally clubbed until they released their hold.
Wow. So read it again.
The Screaming Boys were torn from the arms of their parents,
The Screaming Boys are torn from the arms of their parents.
who were brutally clubbed until they released their hold. Many distracted mothers, unable to sustain the loss of their children, committed suicide or killed their offspring.
So they either kill themselves or kill their children before they can be taken from them. Let's get the curses again.
I'm there. I'm
Read
there.
the curses, please.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand. Verse 41. Verse 41. Thou shalt begot sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity.
Wow. So there you have it. The curses again. The curses in Spain and Portugal. Go ahead. We're gonna stop at enslaved.
Yes, sir. Of the latter, some were cast into wells, others were strangled.
They threw their babies into wells, or they strangled their babies to death.
And Deacon, sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry. Oh.
No, not you. I'm
okay.
mad at what I'm reading. Not you.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and like you say, when you look today, the curses are repetitive, but today has become a modern day sophisticated way of the curses being implemented. Like we hear, thy sons and thy daughters shall be taken away and given to another people, but also thou shalt begot sons and daughters, but thou shalt not go into enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. That's your prison to school to prison pipeline.
Right.
So they're programming our children from a young age. You look at the altering of music in the 1990s. The school to prison pipeline wasn't really instituted and put in place until I say late 80s, 90s as well. And that's the same time period where you have gangster rap music was incorporated.
Yeah.
So you have gangster rap music being incorporated. You have the 80s baby, what is it, Generation Z or X,
Yeah.
I believe, where the drugs was pushed in. So a lot of these babies are crack babies, first and foremost.
Right.
They're in the 90s. A lot of them are crack babies. A lot of them now, you're pushing gangster rap music, so their minds ain't working right anyway. And then you push that vile music in their conscience. And then you push what? You put poverty, and then the school prison pipeline. Then you have the vast majority of the youth is in school or prison. And Esau could tell. They say by the third grade, they know the direction of a child, and they build private prison institutions based upon the activity of a third grader.
Wow.
And me being in the school system, I could tell too. Because my mom used to tell me, I said, yo, what are you talking about? She said, watch. He said, when you become a teacher, third grade, you can see the direction they're going to go in. And you can see the kids, the ones that are more obedient and the ones that come in second grade, third grade, like, yo, I'm going to kill. You can see it. And they build the prisons based upon that. So you got that as a form of slavery. You have DIFUS.
You have ACS.
ACS. You beat your children. You discipline the wrong way. What do? They
Discipline
take
period. Discipline period now.
Period now.
Take them.
Now you got Northern Kingdom, the borders.
Right.
So it's just a more modern day, sophisticated way of slavery. That's all it is.
Yep.
Same thing happening, but right beneath us. We can't even see it.
It's more covert now.
Yep.
Way more covert. Go ahead.
Every obstacle was thrown in the way of the departure of the Jews until the limited time had expired.
So they made it really hard. So while they gave the Jews the time to get out of Spain and Portugal, they put obstacles in their way so they couldn't leave, so they can enslave them on purpose. Evil as hell. Go ahead.
And then nearly the entire number was enslaved.
See that? And then nearly the entire number, those who could not escape, were enslaved. They were enslaved. Go to Social, volume 15. On page 351.
And Deacon, remember also they did the same thing with GAD over here with the Carlisle Institute.
Oh yes,
with the
Hampton University.
You're right.
Hampton University and Carlisle Institute. Yes. The kill the Indian and keep the man.
Right.
The annihilation of the race. Yes. When you go to the Native American Museum, which I will be visiting, Lord's will, with y'all, hopefully live. It's getting warm now. We're gonna take the show on the road. We're gonna start traveling to these museums with y'all.
That's right.
African Burial Ground exhibit, Native American Museum, Library of Congress. Well, if you're allowed to film there.
No.
Okay, no. So we'll do screenshots of that. We'll do screenshots outside, and then we'll come out. Whatever. We'll do
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Yeah, I figured that. It's worth the shot.
Right. You can try.
And
You could take pictures.
And the Museum of Natural pictures. And the Museum of Natural History also. We're gonna go there as well, and share things with y'all as well there. So you can get a true it'll be like a live audience pretty much watching as we travel there. At the connection, hopefully you have the connection and stuff. It's good out there. We can do it. All right. What did I want? Social, right?
Yes, social. Sir. This is right here, page 351.
I think it's over here. This is it. Yeah, this is it. All right. I want page 351.
You want to go down to West Africa?
Yep, that's what I want. Upside down. Okay. 351. Oh, you know what I wanted? What was that on page 160? Hold on a second. Don't want to bypass that.
But yeah, as you can see, this is our history is a vast history of everything that we went through, the curses that we are under. They followed us each and every captivity. There's no escaping the curses, man. And as you can see, Esau, their whole purpose was to annihilate us from our race. That's Psalms 83 right there. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's Psalms 83, where they would, and Jeremiah 17:4, where we would lose our heritage. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is part of it. This is where it began, and they put us in the Christian church. And as you see, a lot of people that claim that they're Christians, they don't know who they are. They still call themselves black, African Americans, color, whatever have you, and subscribing under Christian. I'm Christian. Okay, it started here during the Spanish Inquisition. Well, actually, it started before that, when you had under the different captivities and so forth. But this is like I said, this is a vast history of what we went through, how we lost our identity. Okay, and everything, and how they raised the children up. They always used the children. They killed off, like I said before, they killed off our older that were the scholars and so forth and so on. They killed them off, and they took the children and was able to raise them up. Okay, so just pay attention to this history, man.
I want you to get well, I want to go there. I'm trying. Hope I didn't leave that out. I might have left that out by accident. Where I go into the purity of the Spaniards and their pride and their blood.
The sangre azul.
I hope this is it. I think I left that out. Let me see if I have it. 1 second.
And as you see the expulsion that took place over that time, remember they only gave us 2 months to get ourselves together.
2 or 3.
2 to 3 months to get ourselves together, get up out of the land, whether it was Spain, whether it was Portugal, or so forth. And we fled in all directions. We didn't just go into Africa. That was the majority of us that went to Africa, but we fled in all directions. We went to Holland, went to Italy, and England, and that's where. And then when the slave trade took place, they were getting us from those lands. They was expelling us from those lands, putting us on the slave ships. All right, so we didn't just
from England, from Holland,
Right.
from those places.
So we didn't just come over here from Africa. All right, we was scattered abroad. All right.
I'm gonna go into that because I don't see where I put it down at. I want to just go to real quick. Go to page real quick. Go to West Africa. What time is it?
2:18.
What book is this again?
This is social. This is social, correct?
Religious. Hold that. Go back to volume 3 again. Go back to volume 3 again. I want to be. Did I give you page 175 of volume 3? Probably not, right? You have 175? Let me get it. Of volume 3. Share something. I gotta use that too. I'm glad you grabbed it. I gotta use this too. I'm not leaving this out today.
All praises. I'm glad I grabbed it too.
Wow. Volume 3. Terrible.
Hey, blow that up, man.
Read 174 again. 174. We're gonna be 174 and do 175.
Is there anything else on this?
No, you know about this already.
I know I got that.
This is a gospel you can get. This book is hard to get. Look at that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Can you get it for me?
Which one?
This one.
Hey, listen.
I'll look into it.
Good luck with that, man.
Look into
Place
it.
some orders.
That's why I gave it out. So I showed it out. It's hard to get.
Oh.
Nah, I look for.
Can't borrow it?
Judge will probably find it.
Yeah.
Got it? 174?
Use that brain.
Where we stop at?
That peanut head.
Apostasy. Damn. We're insulting you, asking for favors. Go to apostasy was
This
now.
is normal. This is normal.
Wow. It's an insult and ask for favors.
Where we at, Deacon?
Peanut head. Apostasy was now the only remedy.
Apostasy was now the only remedy for their distressed condition. And this many embraced. Their social status was thereby immensely improved at the expense of their conscience.
Wow. Go ahead.
They contracted distinguished alliances with.
So it says the apostasy means we decide to turn against our faith. We turned against our faith. Apostasy was the only remedy for their distressed condition in this many embrace. We gave up. The persecution was they pressured us so much we just sold us. We said, the hell with it. We gave in. It says their social status was thereby immensely improved at the expense of their conscience. So in order for them to live a better life, they had to sell out. That's what it's saying. They contracted distinguished alliances with what? With their
recent oppressors.
Because they sold out. Isaiah 28. Go ahead.
And their children were adopted into the families of the nobility.
Their children were put into the church to erase their race.
Damn, we don't have the pictures, but I guess we could show that next week. The pictures of
the bishop shows,
right? Of the image
Western
of the black
art,
right?
Image in the black art, yeah, Western art, where it shows the images of our babies in their hands. I showed it last week with the woman, her favorite, the black favorite she had.
Okay, in
J. Rogers.
Okay, yes, sir.
Yeah, adopted into their families of nobility. Go ahead, watch it. The Spanish Jews.
The Spanish Jews, by reason of their peculiarities, of their situation, the hostility of their rulers.
The hostility of their rulers. Go ahead.
Which their pecuniary resources and natural acuteness often baffled, yet never entirely overcame. And their successive domination by races of different origin, faith, and language were impressed with mental characteristics and peculiarities not to be met with in their brethren of other countries.
So despite our oppression, despite our affliction, we were a very impressive people among different nations. They were impressed by our wit, our intelligence, or our talents, our physical, natural talents. Go ahead. Despite being hated. Go ahead.
Their rigid formalism was proverbial.
Our rigid formalism was spoken of. Formalism was proverbial. Go ahead.
And the Hebrew of Toledo.
The Hebrew of Spain. Go ahead.
Observed more
conscientiously
the precepts of the Pentateuch and the Talmud.
So our people spent their time focusing on the Pentateuch, the Bible, it's the Old Testament, and the Talmud. Go ahead.
Than the Hebrew of Damascus or Jerusalem.
Those who just dealt with the Bible. So we dealt with the Talmud in Spain, which was off. Go ahead. Which we got from Babylon. Go ahead.
But their traditional reserve.
Remember the Jews that were in Spain initially were brought there by Babylon. Okay, Babylon. Go ahead.
But their traditional reserve did not prevent them from soliciting proselytes.
Here we go. But the traditional reserve, being formal and staying to themselves, did not prevent them from doing what?
Soliciting proselytes.
From converting heathens. Converting heathens. Watch. Read on.
And it is stated that the rabbis, ignoring the prohibitory injunctions of the national code.
The rabbis were ignoring the laws that told you not to do this. Not to share your knowledge with these nations. Go ahead.
Upon one occasion, challenged the bishops to a debate in presence of the throne upon the merits of the respective systems. An act of audacity which does not seem to have excited even the surprise of the prelates of that age.
So this argument was big. This debate. Is it okay to teach these heathens or not? They were arguing back and forth about it. Because you had Israelites that was in the church, Israelites that was in Judaism, teaching heathens. And some was like, listen, we ain't supposed to be doing this. We should not share our wisdom with these nations. The same thing we did to the Khazars over there in Russia and Germany. Soliciting proselytes.
And
teaching heathens.
The Herodians, too.
And the Herodians also, teaching the Herodians. Same thing. Because they all turned on us in the end. Go ahead, watch this.
The Spanish grandee prides himself upon his Gothic ancestry.
The Edomites, the Spanish crown, the Hispano-Romans pride themselves in their Gothic ancestry. Going back to Rome. Go ahead.
The Sangre Azul.
The Sangre Azul means blue blood. It means pure blood. No nigger in me. No Negro blood in me whatsoever. We're pure. Like the whites go with the Aryan race, Aryan nation. It's the same principle. Sangre Azul. Blue blood, pure nobility blood. Go ahead.
Whose presence is presumed to indicate conclusively that in the ascending line can be found no progenitor of the despised Semitic race.
Us. They believe that there was no sign of any kind of us in their bloodline. Because the Moors ran through them white girls for 700 years. We ran through them Spaniards, them Italians. Ran through them Portuguese women. Ran through Slavic women, period. So there was a lot of black blood in these Spanish oppressors, a lot of them. Mother and father side. Go ahead.
The falsity of this presumption was.
The falsity of this presumption was what?
However, established by the councils, convoked by royal authority at Burgos, Valladolid, and Madrid during the 16th and 17th centuries, to settle the question of purity of blood.
To settle the question of purity of blood. Go ahead.
According to the statutes adopted by these informaciones de la nobleza, as they were called, descent from a Jewish ancestor was solemnly declared to be no blemish upon a noble escutcheon. A decision was effected, not a few of the oldest and hardiest families of Castile and Aragon.
Meaning it bothered them. It bothered them if anyone of status had any ounce of Negro Jew blood in them. It bothered them because they were trying to make it so that the crown had strictly pure white lineage. But they couldn't do it because for going further back up the line, Moors was running through these white women. Running through them. So they were trying hard to reestablish purity of Edomite lineage, but they couldn't do it. Because there's too much. 700 years of black men. You know how Negroes get, you know how Jake get down. We laid a pipe, this dropping pipe. It's a wrap.
Right.
Dropping it all in the drawers. Just
dropping
skeet everywhere. Pearl necklaces everywhere. Just Picasso all on the back.
Van Gogh.
All over the place.
The Chaplin.
Basquiat all over the place. Basquiat. So 700 years, you're not diluting 700 years of black penis. I'm sorry, it's not happening. It's not happening.
Forget that.
The black
You can
mamba.
forget that. You can
The anaconda.
You can forget that.
All right,
give me 5 minutes.
Are we back?
Are you back?
I was following your lead.
No, you went beyond my lead. You got the front of me and went somewhere else. But I was behind you. All right, so it says, I'm trying to find where he insults him about, remember he says, if you're going to insult.
Yeah, right. That should be the next page coming up.
Yeah, keep going. This is it. Do you have page 176? No, sir. Nah, we don't get that.
You want to?
Yeah, I'll read. We're going to get the next book.
Hey, do I got this book? What book is this?
Nah, you don't have this.
You got this one.
Oh, can I get it?
I'll think about it. I'll think about it.
It's a 3-volume.
Oh, I got to decide between eating and paying.
Let's get this book here. In the meantime, we'll go back to that one. Social, volume 15 again. I want page 170.
Hey, D, remember we still got the clip too? True Romance.
Oh, we can get that, right? So we're going to take a break.
Well, all right.
You know what we're going to do? Take a break. We'll take a break. We'll be back. We'll be back with the books. That way they can scan it and we can show it to y'all when we get back, all right? So we'll take a break. Shalom, y'all. Stay tuned. Shalom Israel, Most High Christ bless. Deacon Don here of IUIC Philadelphia. You're tuned in to Our Hidden History Radio, where we go into deep understanding and history of who we are, according to the Bible, to hidden artifacts, to archaeology, to geography, all you can think of that shrouds around our history of the Bible. We go into it in depth. So Israel, like, subscribe, comment on our YouTube channel, Our Hidden History Radio. See you then. Shalom, Most High Christ bless.
Do you know it? Do you know it?
To play, cause the captain hit me up with the Kijon. Oh yeah, I said I'm fine, we can do it for the truth. Have the lost gathered up and do it for the dudes. Dribble, let's move. Then they gonna treat us like some fools. Nah, we had to be the light to the ones been assimilated. Preach out the laws and the lies get eliminated. We should leave a whole menorah inside of UN. Cause I said we taking over, arguing. And there ain't gonna be no arguing. Cause when that 12 trumpet sound, they gonna arguing. These devils ain't prep for the fight. That dragon open the bite, but the old serpent is leaving all of these openings. So the 12 feet in the strike back with the power of Christ stacked with all of his might. That's like
back, the original Royale. Bon voyage, hitting the four corners, teaching them God page by page. They don't know how we do it, I say it's all in the wrist like a cassage. It's a spiritual barrage. Shots is fire, so we respond by rising like a croissant. Island by island, we try and bring a tribe in. Picture us side by side like a collage. The nation smell death when we enter. We just gotta recollect and remember us. In the land we possessed by the enemy. Bring it back, all the breath in our image. Fresh in our memory. Blessed be identity, beyond infinity. Death when I limit. This is for the 12, like a lunch break. Hit the devil with a pump fake. Let's be the function way.
That thing was foul. I'm telling you.
When?
What his name was? What?
The Ephraim? Oh, Watchman D.
That one.
All praise to the Most High. All glory to the Lord, man.
All praise to the Lord.
Man. Brought that thing out. The Edomites always trying to come up to the camp. They're gonna teach us. It's over with.
Wow.
Take my hat off, man. We talking about prophecy, man. We give honor to the Lord, man.
All praise to the Lord.
Yeah,
so I mean, so what you see? You know what I'm saying? What you see next? You know what I'm saying? Next for us.
Man, honestly, just growth, Lord's will. You know, Lord's will, the Most High put the Spirit on us to grow. And continue to do the work, you know what I'm saying? Build and grow, you know, get a new building, Lord's will in the future. That thing grow. You know, us, we grow as leadership, go through our trials and tribulations, keep parking in the council, you know what I'm saying? Other than that, you know, that's what we gotta just keep doing, you know.
Let them niggas go right there.
That'd be real good. You know what it is? I don't know who that is. They're freaking slow though. Who that is? You know that from?
Hey, RUIC?
Yes, sir. We have Saturday at 2 o'clock.
All right.
All right, brother. Oh, when we see you.
Yeah, we'll see you.
And I hope that brother comes to the Sabbath, man. He like he was interested, huh?
Oh, praise, yes, sir. I think I don't know. For some reason, I feel like I seen it.
You seen him? You seen that car before?
I seen that car.
Maybe when he was out teaching or something?
Yeah.
Oh, praise.
Like he was, you know what I'm saying? He was passed by the camp a couple times. I don't know if it's
oh! Who you at, man? Who's the brother? What's it, man? That's the brother on the car.
Yeah, it's me. Listen, and listen real good. Y'all out there preaching that Bible, y'all stopping my money. I got plenty things going out here on these streets. And I ain't had no interruptions from nobody until y'all stepped out there. These niggas out here ain't gonna change. I see what y'all trying to do, but understand that it's about to cease. Understood?
I'm trying to help the community, brother.
Listen, what you Curry stepbrother or something? Understand what I'm saying? Check this out. Let's put it this way. All months. 10 stacks for you. 10 stacks for you. Looks like you might need it. So once I go, these scissors right here, cut yourself loose. When y'all gone, the money better be gone. So you got the problem. Yeah.
Man, bro, we ain't never take no money to stop teaching scripture, bro.
What we finna do? How we gonna get this, man?
Man, listen, calm down. We set the scissors right there. I can reach down my leg, bro. You know I'm 6'8". I can reach, I can get them scissors, I can cut us out of here.
Yeah.
You understand? But I don't know what we're doing when we come out the door. I ain't never been this.
All right, we're back. We are back from the break. I want to continue, because we're running out of time, so I want to continue where we left off regarding the Sangre Azul, the pure blood doctrine. Go to page 175. Go to the bottom. We were at so it says that but the traditional reserve did not prevent them from soliciting proselytes. And it stated that the rabbis ignoring the prohibitory injunctions of the national code. So the prohibitory injunctions was bringing nations in among us. They ignored that national code. Our national code is the Bible. Why? Because we had the Old Testament and we used the Talmud. We had those two together. Our ideals in Spain differ from our ideals in Jerusalem, in Damascus. It changed because we were under Talmudic and Old Testament law rather than law of Moses. We were going the hell off. All right. So now read. There are today
few of the great houses of Portugal and Spain which have not an admixture of.
Now remember, J.A. Rogers had made mention of this, how he had mingled with how the mulatto was not born in America. He was born out of Spain and Portugal because of the intermixing we did with the Spanish when we ruled over them and when they ruled over us. Or we ruled jointly, whatever. That's where mulattoes came from. They not come from white folks. The white man's rod is so powerful. He ran through all our women and everyone's white. No. That's not what happened. We dominated Spain and Portugal for 700 years, took white favorite women, Slavic women, and made mulattoes. That's what happened. All right? Read.
Admixture of Hebrew blood.
Right, go ahead. So it says on, there are today few of the great houses, because after a while they stuck to their own. They started intermarrying each other. There are today few of the great houses of Portugal and Spain which have not an admixture of Hebrew blood, meaning black blood, more blood. Go ahead.
Works have been published by ecclesiastics tracing this contaminated lineage.
There's what?
This contaminated lineage to its source.
They called having Negro blood contaminated. Contaminated lineage. Go ahead. To its source.
Which all the authority of a despotic government was not able to suppress.
They couldn't hide it. You can't hide Negro features. You got them, you got them. You got a freaking big Negro nose, lips, head, whatever. It's going to show. Woolly hair, brown eyes, dark skin, tan skin is going to show. Watch this.
It is said that the Portuguese king, Joseph I.
The Portuguese king, Joseph I, watch this.
Once ordered every male of Jewish descent in his dominions to wear a yellow hat.
So his order was, from now on, if you're a Jew in my domain, you must wear a yellow hat so we'll all know who are Jews among us. Watch this.
The Marquis of Pombal appeared with 3, and on being asked by the king for what use he intended them, he answered, in obedience to the royal decree, I have brought 1 for your majesty.
So he says, you want me to wear a yellow hat? That's fine. Here's 1 for you too.
Yeah.
He insulted the king. He goes, you want all Jews to wear yellow hats? You should wear 1 too. Because you got Jew in your blood also. Go ahead.
1 for the Grand Inquisitor and 1 for myself.
See? So I bought 3. 1 for me, 1 for you, and 1 for the Grand Inquisitor. Because you had sellout niggas that were Grand Inquisitors, like Torquemada. Remember I told you the conversos lived, we read earlier, how they embraced the apostasy. They embraced the Christian faith and gained status, and their children married into the nobility of the white people. So he's saying that this king is of that. So I wear a yellow hat, the Grand Inquisitor wears 1, and you wear 1 too. Go ahead.
This anecdote, whose authenticity is well established, shows the extent to which the blood of a once proscribed and persecuted people, despite all attempts at its annihilation.
Despite what?
Despite all attempts at its annihilation.
Despite all attempts of destroying us. Go ahead.
Had been infused into the veins of the proudest and most exclusive aristocracy in Europe.
See that?
Damn.
So despite us being hated, despite us being rejected, and us being considered to be a contamination of blood, they cannot erase us out their veins. They couldn't do it. Let's get a movie clip on that. It's called True Romance. Now, this movie has Christian Slater and Dennis Hopkins. And what happened was, to bring you to speed, Dennis Hopkins, Christian Slater, basically he was a thief. I believe he was a thief. And he ran away with the mob's money with his girlfriend. And the father and him didn't get along. So you're thinking his father's going to rat him out and tell the mob where he is. But the father loved his son. Despite their bad relationship, Dennis Hopkins loved Christian Slater, his son. So the mob, they couldn't find Christian Slater, so they go to his father and ask his father where he is so they can find him. Watch this. Hopefully we got a disclaimer on it. Hope you don't cut us off.
You know.
Now press pause. This guy here. This is Christopher Walken. He plays the mob leader. Christopher Walken's the actor. Go ahead.
Sicilians are great liars. Best in the world. I'm Sicilian.
Pause. So he goes, I'm Sicilian. He's a mobster. I'm Sicilian. Now you see how it made him look. He's made him tanned. They gave him real thick black hair. Just pay attention. Now remember, Sicily is southern Italy. And we know the Jews took over southern Italy. We know Hannibal and them was in southern Italy. Okay, the Israelites were in southern Italy. We had Italy, we had Spain, we had Portugal, we had that place on lock. France. Play.
My father was the world heavyweight champion of Sicilian liars. From growing up with him, I learned the pantomime. There are 17 different things a guy can do when he lies to give himself away. Guy's got 17 pantomimes. Woman's got 20. Guy's got 17. But if you know them, like you know your own face, they beat lie detectors all to hell. Now, what we got here is a little game of show and tell. You know,
So he's saying that basically Sicilians are good liars or whatever. The person behind this movie is Quentin Tarantino. Quentin Tarantino tells the story of how this scene came about. He had a conversation with an actual Italian, and an Italian told him this same story, which the guy right there is going to tell the Sicilian mob boss. He said, I was so, because he's Italian himself. He said, I was so amazed by that history, I'm going to eventually find a way to put it in a movie, and he did. So the Italian tells him what you're going to hear soon. Watch, go ahead.
I mean nothing, but you tell me everything. I know you know where they are, so tell me. Before I do some damage, you won't walk away from.
Could I have one of those Chesterfields now?
Pause. So the father already has in his mind, I'm not going to tell this guy where my son and his girlfriend ran to, so he's prepared to die at this point. So let me get a cigarette. Go ahead.
Shalom, brothers.
Shalom. Go ahead.
Sure.
You got a match? Oh, wait, no, don't bother. I got one. You're Sicilian, huh?
Sicilian.
You know, I read a lot.
Pause. One of the most important things that you must do in this truth with the Bible is read a lot. One of the things that keeps these nations powerful over our people is they read a lot. This guy here is going to explain how much he reads. What he says in this clip is what we've been teaching y'all for the past 2 weeks. Pay attention.
Especially about things, about history.
History.
I find that shit fascinating.
It is.
Here's a fact, I don't know whether you know or not. Sicilians were spawned by niggers.
Pause.
And they hate that.
Sicilians were spawned by niggers.
They hate that.
Because Sicilians are dark Italians. You see, we read earlier, this anecdote or personal interpretation, whose authenticity is well established, shows the extent to which the blood of a once proscribed and persecuted people, Israelites, despite all attempts at its annihilation, had been infused into the veins of the proudest and most exclusive aristocracy in Europe. So we're reading what he's going to say. Sicilians were spawned by niggers. Go ahead, play. He's laughing. He doesn't know. What do you mean? I'm confused.
Come again?
What?
No, it's a fact. Yeah. You see,
it's a watch. We say it's a fact. He's laughing. He's what?
It's
now,
a fact.
now,
It's a fact.
And now, this is a movie, but they know this. Sicilians are. I have a coworker I worked with. His mother was Sicilian, and his father was Puerto Rican, and both families hate him because the mother's side is Italian. They don't like her because she's Sicilian, and the father's side doesn't like him. I forgot why, but he's like a hated child on both sides. But the mother is hated because the parents hate him because he's not full Italian. He's Puerto Rican, and the mother's hated because she's Sicilian. So the mother and the son are hated by her own family because she's Sicilian, and her son is a Puerto Rican. Dang. So they hate her for being Sicilian, and they hate her for having a Puerto Rican child. He told me that. He said, my parents hate me. I was like, I know why. I ain't telling him why. I said, I know why they hate you and your mom.
And Deacon, notice how all the films pertaining to Judah or Jake is either involved in drug trafficking, drug violence, gang violence, things of that nature. Then you have all the movies involving Italians. It puts forth Sicilians in the forefront, and it's always involved in what? Gang activity,
right.
The mafia, stuff like that. Murders and stuff like that. So the association makes sense.
The association, right. Now, hear me well, because you got a lot of vile niggas that watch my show. I am not saying that all Sicilians are Israelites. Do not mistake what I'm saying to you. What I'm saying to you is that there are Sicilians walking around that got nigga up in them. You shake their tree hard enough, a nigga will fall right out of that tree. There are again, I'm not saying all of them, because remember, they mingle back in once the Moors fell. Yeah. They mingle back in heavily back in with the Italians again once they began to rule. So they tried. We read it. They tried to purify themselves, but it's hard.
They just have slight features of us.
Right, the woolly hair, the dark skin, you see it. Okay, so they couldn't erase us entirely out, but there's remnants of us within their veins. Listen, continue.
Sicilians have black blood pumping through their hearts.
Yep.
And no, if you don't believe me, you can look it up. Hundreds and hundreds of years ago, you see, the Moors conquered Sicily.
Uh-huh.
And the Moors are niggers.
Yep. Pause. Damn. And the Moors are niggers. He didn't say Arabs. The Moors are niggers. And he's saying nigger like nigger. He ain't even saying niggers. He's saying niggers. The Moors are niggers.
Not might. It wasn't no slight hesitation.
He said the Moors are niggers. So
there you go.
And Deke, this is Hollywood.
Yes.
Hollywood is...
It's Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, God. That guy right there. It's that guy right there.
He said that in Italian. He said an Italian told him this, and he was so moved by the history, he said, I'm going to put that in the movie. And he found this one, so I'm going to use this one.
I think if he got those books...
If you go to YouTube, and type in Quentin Tarantino, True Romance Scene, he'll explain what this scene came about. That he was told this by another Italian.
A lot of these movie directors, they're on a whole nother level.
They have to know.
They have to know all this history.
They have to research it.
They have to read.
And I believe that's the reason why he's so infatuated with black people. He always does movies about Django. He did
he does.
He's very infatuated with black history.
Something that
he did a vampire movie too with United Kingdom.
He did a few movies, but he tends to gravitate a lot towards us. Not saying he is us, but he tends to gravitate towards us, and I think it's for this reason. But press play.
See, way back then, Sicilians were like wops from northern Italy.
Pause. Sicilians were initially white, is what he's saying, wops of northern Italy. Go ahead.
They all had blonde hair and blue eyes.
Yep.
But, then the Moors moved in there, and, they changed the whole country.
Mm-hmm.
They did so much fucking with Sicilian women.
Yep.
Huh?
Slavic women, same thing. Gothic women, those are our favorites. They were exotic. They was exotic to us, like they are to us now. Go ahead.
Changed the whole bloodline forever.
Changed the whole bloodline forever.
That's why blonde hair and blue eyes became black hair and dark skin. You know, it's absolutely amazing to me to think that to this day, hundreds of years later, that Sicilians still carry that nigger gene.
Damn.
Now this, I'm quoting history.
Pause. Now I'm quoting history. You can't get rid of you niggas in you. I hate niggas, but you got nigga in you. And somewhere or another, they're up in you. Deny it if you want. Now he's laughing because he didn't know this, but they know this. Mm-hmm. For the sake of the movie, they made Christopher Walken's character ignorant, but they know that. The Sicilians are known that Italians are not too fond of them for this history he's speaking on now. Go ahead.
It's written. It's a fact. It's written.
I know this guy.
No. Your ancestors are niggers.
Oh. Pause. Your ancestors are niggas. And if you notice the movie, Christopher Walken's very white. They darkened him up and gave him black hair for that particular role. Because he saw, we're going to make you dark, and we're going to give you that thick black hair so you can pass as a Sicilian.
Yeah, when you do come across Sicilian, that's exactly how they look.
Yeah, say, look, press pause. Press play.
Hey. Yeah. And your great grandmother fucked a nigger.
Facts.
Oh, yeah. And she had a half nigger kid. Now, if that's a fact,
tell me.
Am I lying?
He said he a good mind reader. He can tell if his own's lying.
'Cause you.
Oh, you nigga.
You're part eggplant.
Eggplant.
Hey. You're a cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe.
Beautiful.
That was good.
Kill him.
I haven't killed anybody since 1984.
Pause. That's it. So, y'all think we don't know what we're talking about. We know exactly what we're talking about. The problem is you don't know what we're talking about. The heathen know exactly what we're talking about. And again, these are things that are found in books that we're not supposed to have access to or even think to read. So, again, this history is very much known. It's esoteric. All right? So now, let's go to the next book, Social.
Oh, I can see that. Can you pass that to me? Thank you.
Social. And page 170 regarding how they tried to clean up the bloodline and how the Sephardic Jews, because we read earlier that they were soliciting nations. They were converting Edomites. They were marrying the women, they were marrying the men, and they were teaching them their ways. And what happened was they were converting Edomites. So the Edomites that converted to Judaism, they didn't face the same persecution or the amount of extreme punishment of observing it. They got a pass, basically. They got a pass. And they became, the converts that we married and taught became who you know today as Sephardic Jews. Sephardic Jews. Now watch this. Page 170, Social on volume 15. And we're going to start at first. At first and end at Coimbra. Or Coimbra, whatever.
Do you have page 170?
No, we don't have page 170 for volume 15.
I didn't give you that one?
No.
All right, so here, take this. I'm sorry. So again, this history is, I find history very fascinating also. I find history very fast. I love history. I've always loved it. Some of y'all ask, how do I know all these books? It's because me and Jazz and Cap, all of us up here, we love history. We love it. We live it, love it. So we read. We find things and we dig and we find more things and we dig and we find more and more things. We just keep digging.
And just get lost in
and you
digging.
just get lost and then you got to mess around and dig yourself out of it. Then take everything and put it all together. And
I have to leave Deacon and Jez alone. I see you guys.
Yo, it's bad. It's fun, but it's painstakingly time-consuming.
Months.
Painstakingly time-consuming. When you're dealing with that history, man, it's a lot. It's a lot.
It takes months too, Deacon.
It takes months. So even as we're gonna go into the 60s, but before while I'm gonna go over other stuff with you while I'm working on that because it's gonna take a long time.
Right.
We may end up teaching y'all as we're we may end up teaching y'all as we're finding information. Because there's no way we're gonna just bring that out like that, 1, 2, 3.
Oh no.
I doubt it. So
that's why Jez got to take over my Monday class.
Yeah,
I need a little more time.
Yeah,
it's extensive what Cap is doing.
Let me get
with the Indian.
Yeah, Indian slave trade. Yeah,
very extensive.
I was watching that thing there. That was crazy, man. Some heavy information.
Oh, what book is that, Deacon?
Social, volume 15.
I've been, for a long time, I've been, there's a lot of books that I wasn't able to acquire because of financial reasons.
You got your stimulus pack. Oh, you're good.
The white man.
That's been good.
The white man. He has been good.
Has been good.
He has been good to me. I'm on Amazon right now.
Oh man.
Yeah. So Israel, if you want to be good to me, also.
And Cap always find a way to put that, bring it in.
And I can actually send a note when you send me something, a contribution. I can send you a note, for a small fee. So donate to the Captain Jawad Book Fund to help me and assist me in achieving these books. All right? Thank you. I appreciate you. Shalom. Most High Christ bless.
Yo, that music changed Cap's spirit. How he went from, and then he just got sad all of a sudden.
He went from demanding to requesting. Page 170. We're gonna start at only after. We're gonna try to read this fast. I want to get through this. Only after.
Only.
Yeah, only after, right there. Yep.
All right. Only after the Inquisition of Coimbra sentenced 3 new Christian canons and 1 professor of canon law for Judaizing did an anti-converso reaction set in.
Mm-hmm.
At first, the exclusion of men of Jewish ancestry from civil and ecclesiastical offices was limited to officials of the Inquisition itself.
So they start to limit the jobs that Jews could possess in teaching or mentoring. So they begin to limit the officials of the Inquisition itself. And the exclusion repeated, go ahead.
An exclusion repeated by an ordinance of 1570.
Come on.
Only gradually did appointments to all ecclesiastical benefices come under the ban. Ultimately, the Archbishop of Ephraim decreed that descendants of Jews,
watch this,
on the paternal side,
on the father's side, Jews, because you are a Jew on your father's side, Jews on the paternal side,
bring it up.
Go ahead.
Should forever be excluded
because they're real Jews. They're real Jews. Those who are Jews on their, remember you had Jews on the mother's side and they had white fathers. They can stay, but the Jews with black fathers, they can't teach no more. Get them out of here. Watch this.
While those on the maternal side,
those who have Jew mothers and black and Edomite fathers, go ahead,
should be disqualified only to the 7th generation.
Only to the 7th generation, because after that, it's all what? White now. You got the nigga out of there. So 7th generation now, it's all cleansed now. Sangre azul.
That's heavy. They know that it comes from the seed.
They know it comes from the father's side. They know. Go ahead.
These provisions for purity of blood
for sangre azul, go ahead,
were repeated in 1596 in Iverra and in 1625 in Oporto and Cambro.
That's all I wanted. So Esau know the Jew go by the father. They know.
Heavy.
They know that. But they'll tell you your mother's side because of that. Because of this Inquisition. It's because of the mother. They know by the father, they know if they say the mother's side is a Jew and the father's a heathen, they're good. because they're heathens.
Right.
Now, let's go to what I want. Same book again, page 351 now. 20 minutes. I'm not going to finish. It's okay. It is okay. Page 351. I want to finish this page, but it's not going to happen. 351, West Africa, and we're going to... Oh, man. Moranos. Let me see Moranos in here. If I find the word in here, I'll stop and go somewhere else. Hold on.
You looking for it on this page?
Any page. If I find Morano at all, I'll use it.
Go up on the page.
No, I'm just guessing if it's on here now. I may not be on here at all.
Okay.
Forget it. Let's get out the way. Let that go. Because I kept saying I was gonna go over it. I keep forgetting. I have the book now. I want to do it now. Morano. Y'all know Moranos are, I mentioned before, Moranos were Jews, crypto Jews, Jews that were converted, but they still kept Judaism secretly. Y'all remember that, right? Morano? I didn't even have them do this. You know what? Yeah, I did do this. I gave it to y'all. Yeah, I gave it to you. Get page 25 on Scotland. When Scotland is called. Page 25. Yes, sir. The highlights.
That's a good book right there.
Very good. It's freaking excellent.
Is that good?
It's good. Talking about King James line being black.
Oh, God. Yeah, I ordered it.
Yeah, King James and them being black and all that. King James line goes. King James line, those are blacks and Hispanics. It says it verbatim. They're all black. Yeah. King James is of Judah. All that stuff. His wife was Judah. All that's in there.
Lord.
Jews in Spain. Jews went to England. They became royalty. All that's up in here.
Jeez.
Don't bother looking at it.
What happened?
He tried to peek to the book.
Who?
Yo,
you talk after class.
Yeah, y'all do your job, man.
Make sure your pockets are long.
Oh, man. Nah, page 25. Page 25.
This is what you want right here?
Yeah, I highlighted. Yep.
All right.
This is chapter 2. Go ahead.
The religious status of these Moranos, conversos, Anusum.
Anusum goes, read that earlier. Anusum means the coerced ones, the forced ones, the forced converted ones. Go ahead.
The forced ones. And new Christians challenge some of the best rabbinical minds of the day.
You know, very, very smart. Now, go to page 235. Yeah, see it, Moranos. Wait. See number 3 next to Moranos? Number 3 next to Moranos? Number 3?
Yes, sir.
Keep that in mind. Go to page 235 now. Page 235, same book. It's a glossary. Number 3, it's going to tell you where to go. In chapter 2.
In Spanish and Netherlands history, a Morano was a Jew who converted to the Christian faith.
Right. And read again.
In Spanish and Netherlands history, a Morano was a Jew who converted to the Christian faith to escape persecution.
You just read that. Go ahead.
But who continued to practice Judaism secretly.
They were called crypto Jews. Fake Christians. Go ahead.
It was a term of abuse and was also applied to any descendants of Moranos.
So it was a term of abuse. It was a pejorative term, and was also applied to any descendants of them. Right? Go ahead.
The origins is uncertain.
But
see chapter 6.
Let's see chapter 6. Page 240 now. The origin's uncertain. Is it uncertain? Is it really? Yeah, we'll see. Esau like to lie to you.
Right.
They don't want you to go to the next page. Uncertain. You stop there. No, don't stop them to say that. Don't stop there. Page 240. Number 12. Read that.
Number 12. As frequently noted by students of Judaica, none of the explanations suggested for the origin of Morano seems very compelling.
Watch this.
Least of all the suggestion that the word is derived from the Spanish Morano, wild pig.
So they're saying that the definition, they're saying it means pig, but the definition goes a little bit deeper than that. That doesn't make sense. It's what the author's saying. 241. Give me that map, the Gabi map, please. Real quick, give me the Gabi map, the map of Africa. The Gabi is in red. You know what I'm talking about?
Y'all should have it.
I'm going to need that. We got that, definitely. Oh, y'all bringing the tea now?
Yeah, but
okay.
Jacob didn't make it.
Oh, I'll take it.
Yeah, it's good. It's so-so. Ain't bad.
Yes,
Oh, God.
It's getting there, Cap.
Thank you.
It's getting there.
God, no, not that one. Is that it? The red?
Nah, we
No, man.
You know what I'm talking about? It's the red one, the other map.
Yeah, it's decent. It's not Jacob, but you're all right.
Hey,
Come on. Thanks.
All right, not bad.
Thank you.
You don't have the map?
I have to have that map. There's no way you don't have it.
Bro, we've been bringing it out.
Use that thing freaking.
All right. 1 second.
No, not that.
I got it. Hold on. I'm about to send it.
What's going on? You guys, come on.
I thought they had that map. It been had that map. It's on over
It's
there.
on there. It's on there. Right here. Hold on. It's right here. Yes, sir. All right. Check the online request. Right there.
That's what I want. Yes. Now I want you to keep that on deck. Keep that on a hold. I'm definitely going to need that. Matter of fact, look for go to where it says elephantine. Elephantine. You see something about Jews. Used to say Garrison Samik the first. Somewhere on the top right, you're gonna see elephantine.
Yeah, Elephantine. That's near Egypt.
Okay, where's it at? Blow it up. We can see it. You see it? The circle of it. You see elephantine. You see Samik, Prince Samik. Just bring the cursor around it, circle around it. We can see it. I can't even see that. Where? What does it say? Elephantine what? What does it say? Elephantine what? Jews? Is that what it says?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you see Garrison there, like Samik the first. And second, it says Garrisons. It's in the same area.
Yes.
You see it? Oh, it's in the same area?
It says 606 BC.
Bring it up. Go to Elephantine first. Elephantine Jews. Circle, roll around that, the cursor. Then go to, we see Garrisons and Samik. Where's it at? Right underneath there, right? Thank you. Very good. Hold it. Keep that there. Okay, go back to the page. Go back to the page there's at 241.
Wait, okay, Deke. Go. Okay, you have it. All right.
He got it.
Near Barker, Cyrenaica.
Near Barker, right? Near Barker, Cyrenaica, that's Libya. Near Barker, that's where Hannibal's from. Barker, named after him. Go to this, right? Page 241. Watch this, where Morano actually comes from. They say the word Morano comes from Spanish. Wild pig, that's not what it means. Right there. Where the word Morano comes from. Watch this.
The word was introduced.
Matter of fact, go to the they were Ramses III.
I need you to blow this up some. Just to that column right there. All right. The word was where you want me to go, Deke? I'm sorry.
They were Ramses III, the thirds.
Yes, sir. All right. They were Ramses the third, only trustworthy allies.
Watch this, Ramses III. Go ahead.
Against invading Persians. According to the Elephantine Papyri, the word was introduced into the Egyptian language from the Aramaic Morenu,
meaning what?
Meaning nobleman.
So the word was introduced into the Egyptian language from the Aramaic, which Hebrews again, meaning nobleman. Watch this.
And applied to the Semitic princes.
Semitic princes.
Which
applied to the Semitic princes
who garrisoned a Jewish military town in Elephantine.
Who garrisoned a Jewish military town where?
In Elephantine.
Go to the map again.
It correlates.
And they held this garrison for years. It says Elephantine Jews, a colony in Egypt. Elephantine Jews. And you see the garrison right there. And they held it under the Pharaoh Samik the first and second, I believe, right? It says Elephantine Jews there, right?
Right.
And where's it say garrison at? Right next to it. See that? Right there in Egypt. So go back, read on. Let's read on. It correlates. Watch this.
The word was introduced into the Egyptian language from the Aramaic maranu, meaning nobleman.
So the Israelites that dwelt in Egypt brought that word into the Egyptian language, living there. Go ahead.
And applied to the Semitic princes.
And provide to the Israelite princes that were there. Go ahead.
Who garrisoned a Jewish military town in Elephantine.
So there was a Jewish colony there. Go ahead.
An island in the now opposite
of Aswan.
Aswan.
Go ahead.
This important colony maintained several synagogues.
We put schools there. Go ahead.
Along with a temple in exile.
We had built our own temple there. Go ahead.
That substituted for the temple of David in Jerusalem, destroyed by the Assyrians.
Go ahead. The Babylonians. Go ahead.
The word Moran or Maranu.
The word Moran or Morenu. Go ahead.
Our, sir.
Or nobleman. Go ahead.
Was just believed the name of the satrap provincial governor.
Satrap of governor. Go ahead.
In Jerusalem.
Where?
In Jerusalem.
Go ahead.
When the chiefs of the colony wrote to him.
So they refer to the word. It says the word Moran or Morenu. Our sir was put before the name of the satrap, provincial governor in Jerusalem, when the chiefs of the colony wrote to him. So they refer to the governor as Morenu, or nobleman, or our sir, like sir, Lord. Go ahead.
They themselves were addressed as Maranu, our sir, our sirs.
Plural, our sirs, noblemen. Go ahead.
By the ordinary members of the colony in their letters.
They wrote each other, our sirs, Morenu. They called each other Morenu. Go ahead, watch this, jump down.
We believe the Egyptian word Maran carried by the conquering Arabs to Spain.
See? So the Arabs that traveled, they conquered Spain along with the Israelites, who were the majority, right? Remember, this came from the Hebrews, the Aramaic. So the Hebrews and the Arabs that came and conquered Spain brought the name Maran with them, conquering Spain. Watch this.
And retained in their civil administration, gave birth to Spanish Marano, and survived in the surname Moran.
So we brought the name Morano to Spain. It meant nobleman or it meant sir, because we were lords over Spain. We were lords and noblemen over Spain. We called each other Moreno or Moranos. And the Spanish called us Moranos based upon that.
So hold on, D. So Esau changed it and made it a derogatory term.
Correct.
But we always used that term.
Like nigga.
Like nigga. Wow.
Same thing. Read again. We believe what?
We believe the Egyptian word Moran.
Which was introduced by what? Semites. Go ahead.
Carried by the conquering Arabs to Spain.
Or Jews. Go ahead to Spain. Go ahead.
And retained in their civil administration.
Their what?
Civil administration.
The leaders. The leaders. Go ahead.
Gave birth to Spanish Marano.
That's where Marano came from. Watch this.
And survived in a surname Moran.
And the name survived we gave ourselves last names. Those became our last names. What? Surname what?
Moran.
Moran.
Morane.
Morin.
Moreno.
What?
Moreno.
What?
Moreno.
Moreno. Go ahead.
And there are many variants.
Many variants. So Morano and Moreno is the same word for the same people. So when you say Moreno, we're descendants of Moranos, which are Jews, noble Jews that ruled Spain.
This book is filthy.
Yes.
So you guys who speak Spanish say Moreno, you're calling us Jews.
Boricua.
Morena. Right. It's the same thing.
And it's a noble word.
And it's a noble word. It means our sir. It means sir or nobleman. That's what it means. Don't mean black, pig. That's not what it means. That's what Esau has could change the word to mean, but that's not what it initially means.
So, Puerto Rican are singing about their own self.
Pretty much.
What are they singing?
Huh?
The Big Pun song.
Which one?
Boricua Moreno.
How does it go?
Boricua Moreno.
Like that?
Yeah. Something like
Something
that.
like that.
Boricua Moreno. Like that? How you do
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Social. So let's go
Dominicana,
real
right?
quick. Let's go
They're
to.
calling on the other tribes.
We have to
Yeah.
stop here. We got like what 6 minutes.
Yes,
So we're gonna end it there. I'm gonna just mark where we have to go back to. The X here, so I know where to start at next week. I hope y'all got something out of the class today. I know I did. Shout outs to the breakfast team. Shout outs to the IT team. They did an excellent job as usual. All praise to the Lord for y'all, for y'all work and dedication to bring this information out. Shout outs to the viewers, those of you who are watching online. Shout outs to you haters who can't do anything about it.
We love you.
We love you and we hate you at the same time.
You better shut your mouth.
Yeah, shut your mouths. Your white supremacist mouths. All right. So with that, announcements.
Hey, Israel, let's give Deacon a hand for that class. That thing was heavy. All praise to the Most High. Hey, Israel, if you want to support, want to help with the book funds, with the equipment for the show, so it'll make it look better for you guys, make sure you donate on PayPal to iuic.newjersey@israelunite.org. Also, don't forget to go on the Our Hidden History YouTube channel and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to that channel so you can get all the classes. And also remember for Booster Club, remember to donate on PayPal to IUIC.fundraising at IsraelUnite.org. All right.
We're gonna broadcast on Our Hidden History.
Right. So it's very important that you subscribe to the Our Hidden History Radio YouTube channel because
we're gonna start recording. We're gonna start recording on there, recording from that our actual channel itself, to avoid confusion and so forth.
Broadcasting.
Right. Exactly. So that's where, for now, from Lord's Will going on, you're gonna be tuning in from that YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe now.
Yep, and set an alert.
Right. Hit the notifications. I think that's it.
All right. So, brothers and sisters, I hope you enjoyed tonight's.
Also, sorry, Deacon. Remember, tonight is a new moon, our first month, first day of the year, Israel.
Right.
Right.
That's right.
Praise the Lord. Happy feast.
Happy feast.
And that we say shalom. So see y'all again.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.